Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Flights. I am your host, Lazerbolt, and tonight the gang is taking off out of this airport on the west of New Zealand, and we're going to head up to the North Island up in here in New Zealand. We're going to be checking out Hobbiton, so that's going to be a good time. Hopefully, everybody enjoys themselves. Go ahead and grab yourself a snack, grab a drink, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy the show. We'd like to just sit back and take it casual. And if you would like to join us, we'd love to have you. It's pretty easy to do. The information for the flight is in the description of the YouTube video. It's got the airports we're going to. It's got the airplanes we're flying. By the way, tonight we are flying this beautiful Titan 404. It is a Cessna twin engine, tripod gear here, and it's a pretty nice little airplane. It looks a lot like that Baron we flew last week, but it's considerably faster. And we're going to need that because we have a little bit of a jog to go tonight to get all the way up to Hobbiton. But yeah, please join us tonight, and we would love to see you. I see we already got a couple people checking in here on the stream. We've got Captain Hopper, our buddy. He wants to go already. That's Bender saying that. All right. And happy Friday indeed. We got Alukeb up in here telling us all he's drunk. Well, that's cool. I'm working on it too. It's Friday night. Got a cocktail happening. And we got Mia Scully joining us. And we're going to be taking off out of here in about 3 minutes. Tonight's flight, most of the legs, I think all the legs, we can get away with going up to about 8,000 feet. So pilots, count on that. We're going to climb up to 8,000 feet. In this beautiful Titan, we should be able to maintain 180 knots. So let's do that. As a matter of fact, this Titan should go considerably faster than that. But 180 knots will get us to where we want to go in a reasonable amount of time. Hopefully everybody's having a good Friday night. I know I am. And by the way, how's everybody doing tonight? How you guys doing?
Hey, Laser. Happy Friday.
Good.
Doing great.
Good. Yeah, like I said, about 3 minutes. We're out of here. You notice the cockpit on this beautiful Titan. It's got steam gauges. I like that. Good old-fashioned steam dials, giving you all the information. It's my favorite kind of cockpit. I love how you can just, at a glance, you can tell everything you need to know about everything. But this one's not so old that it doesn't have a GPS. We've got GPS going on here, so that's pretty nice. It's a good hybrid of the old and the new. That should get us going pretty good. Upon takeoff, we're going to take a left-hand turn to the left to a heading of 058. We're going to turn left to a heading of 058. That's pretty much straight behind us. That will get us on course. And our first stop will be the North Island of New Zealand. So make your final preparations. We're going to be out of here in, about under 2 minutes. Travis, I see you hopping in. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. I saw earlier it looked like you were in that Baron, and I don't think that Baron's going to keep up. You might have changed it by now.
Yeah, it's probably just model matching.
Oh, right.
But if it's a Baron, then it's close enough.
Well, I don't think so. You're going to be at least 50 miles an hour too slow.
For the model matching, I mean.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. For model matching, it'll work just fine. We got our buddy Coast hopping in. How you doing, Coast? Happy Friday.
I'm just getting everything going. I'm playing piano here.
Right on. I got you up there at the main facilities up the airport. We are going to be taking off in about a minute. So check your flaps, check your fuel, make sure everything's running up to speed. Like I said, we're going to take off out of here and turn to a heading left to a heading of 058. 8,000 feet, 180 knots. That's a pretty good speed for one of these small aircraft, 180 knots. I think Alukeb is asking what server. We are on the USA East. Like I said, all the information is in the description of the YouTube video, and that's got every little bit you might need to know. But, pilots, it is 10 after the hour. It is time for us to get this show on the road. We are going to be late. So, like I said, we're taking off right now at a runway 22. Left to heading 058. And Lazerbolt is spooling up. We're rolling. Let's get this show on the road. Happy Friday night, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers indeed. This was actually a pretty neat little airport when we landed here last week. We got a good chance to check it all out. It's a pretty cool little place. It's one of those bespoke airports. They spent some time making it look real nice. I'm going to try not to go too fast. I like it when everybody can keep up. That's why I'm saying this airplane goes considerably faster than 180 knots, and we're going to keep it to 180. So let's do that. I'm not exactly sure which package of Flight Sim 24 has the Titan 404 in it. There's the 3 different packages you can get. I have the one in the middle. I didn't bother getting the big fancy package that has hundreds of aircraft. A lot of them aren't that good. But I got the one in the middle, and I've got it. So I'm not sure if all of the packages have it. As a matter of fact, I don't think so. Alright. Beautiful early morning here. I got my time set too. Happy to report I could finally hear some engine sounds. Last week that Baron was awful quiet. Bob, did you ever have any luck getting sounds going for your system?
Yeah, I can hear it, but it's real faint for some reason. But I do hear it, so I'm just going to live with it.
Right on. Alright, we are on our way to North Island. Looking forward to getting up to Hobbiton. It'd be this little block right up here. It's a pretty neat looking little place. They did a great job modeling it. It's got some weird stuff happening with the environment around there. The ground mesh does some strange things. And the there's a couple of things that look a little weird. The trees around there look a little strange. Like not strange like, you know, it's supposed to be that way. Strange like there's some problem. There's a problem with the way they're represented. But the place itself is great. So, yeah, we are on our way. Got the sun just coming up over the horizon here.
Yeah, I got the same setting, kind of. I guess I could see the sun just coming over the horizon. Looks pretty cool. We got that bright yellow.
Yeah. Yep, I love that. I love the early morning colors. They always look great. Well, I see Kineas is not having any trouble at all keeping up with that. What are you in? The King Air?
Yeah.
Yeah, the King Air. It's quite a beast. That King Air's got a really high top end. Nice airplane, though. I really like that. I don't think you'll have any trouble with any of the runways we got today. They're pretty good sized runways. Last week we had at least one of them that was pretty short, but tonight we're good. Pretty big airports. Kind of neat. You see a little mountain lake over there to our right. Got a couple roads leading to it. It's kind of neat looking. It's one of those places that I bet you in real life that'd be awesome. Hang out there for an afternoon. Well, my big news for the week is I saw the new Star Wars movie. That's one of my favorite things to do, is seeing a new Star Wars movie. Enjoyed the hell out of that. The Mandalorian and Grogu came out. I watched it yesterday. It was great. Of course, I had to put on my Mandalorian armor that I got, so I wore my full suit of Mandalorian armor to the movie theater, and yeah, it was fun. Really strange. Like I said, I live in a small town. There was only about 15 people in the entire theater. It was pretty low attendance, but that's, even when I went and seen like Endgame, there was only 20 people there. We just don't pack the theater in my small town. But yeah, it was good. There was 15 people there, and that includes me and Grogu. I had my little Grogu with me. But I enjoyed the movie a lot. It was great. I think most of the people watching it enjoyed it. Everyone seemed to be having a pretty good time.
You get some good reactions from your costume?
Yeah, oddly enough, like on the way in, nobody said a word to me. Everybody just kind of looked like, "Oh, look at this." Nobody said a word. I don't know if they were scared to approach me, but nobody said a word. The guy at the ticket counter, though, he was playing along. He was pretty good. I walked up and said, "I need one ticket to Devil Wears Prada 2." He laughed his ass off and said, "Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to go see." And so that was kind of funny. At least he got it. He understood the joke, And,
So nobody else was cosplaying him, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, but it was a good time. On the way out, I had a lot of people stop me for pictures, so that was cool. On the way in, people were like struggling with the whole concept of, look at this guy. Like I said, on the way out, I had a couple of people say, "Hey, can I get a picture with my kids?" And one of the ladies that worked there she was a teenage girl that worked there at the theater. She was just over the moon. She was like shaking with excitement. She couldn't believe the costume. It was like, "Oh my God, it's great!" And she was like almost taking it harsh. She was shaking. "Can I get a picture with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, geez, calm down, sure."
The question I had for you earlier in the week when we were talking was, do you think that people that had never seen the series, that they would still be able to get it?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's nothing too hard to figure out. I think, there's a lot of people that kind of don't seem to be liking it all that much, but they might be holding it up to a little too high of a standard, if you ask me. If you're just looking for a good time full of a great space adventure, with some dude hanging out with his little Grogu guy, and it was fun. It was really fun, and like I said, there's nothing too earth-shattering going on. It's pretty obvious what's going on. There's this guy, he's a bounty hunter, and he's, cleaning the galaxy up of all the remaining Empire troops. This is shortly after the Return of the Jedi. A couple years after Return of the Jedi, and what's left of the Empire is kind of scattered around, and it's his job to go and kind of clean up all the remnants of the Empire. And he's getting jobs from the rebels, which they're now called the New Republic. But yeah, that's the general gist of it. He's taking jobs from the rebels, and they're sending him to places to go clean up all the bad guys that are left over. And yeah, pretty standard stuff. And he's got his little green buddy, Grogu, that he hangs out with. Like I said, if you've never seen the Mandalorian TV show, I think you'd still be able to follow along. Pretty easy. Yeah, I loved it. It was great. One of the weird things is I remember clearly sitting in the theater, and I clearly had the thought to myself that it's like, oh yeah, that beginning part was great. The first half of the movie was great. It's non-stop action. Just non-stop action with great special effects, and just the action is fantastic. And about halfway through, the tone kind of changes a little bit. And I remember thinking to myself that it's like, oh, this is my favorite part of the movie so far. I love this. It's like shifting more into like, Grogu's hanging out with his little buddies there, and they're doing a thing, and it's the whole tone of it kind of changed. And I remember thinking, oh, this is my favorite part of the movie. And then I got home and watched a bunch of reviews on the movie, and every single review said the same thing. They were like, well, the movie starts out great, but about halfway through it falls apart. And I'm like, really? That's the exact opposite of what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, I enjoyed the beginning of it because it was nonstop action, but I'm glad when it finally calmed down a little bit, where it was just like almost too much. And then the second half is like, okay, it calmed down, and there's more of a story and more of a thing going on. But every single review I seen, they said the same thing. Every one of them. The first half of the movie's awesome. The second half, it just kind of fell off a little. And I don't know. It's just weird how I was literally thinking the exact opposite of that. I just realized what I did not do. I did not send my flight plan out to the avionics or ATC. So I'm going to do that right now. Hey, here we go. All of a sudden my gauges know what I'm trying to do. That's hopeful. Okay, I'm going to jog off to the left just a little bit, and we're going to intercept that. I'm going to intercept the flight path here. I see our buddy Longhorn is not with us tonight. He must still be on his RV trip. He took a little trip on his anniversary with his wife, and I hope they're enjoying themselves. Okay, let's see here. It will be fine, says that the Discord says West USA. You know what? That's probably that's a very distinct possibility. We used to fly on the West USA server all the time until they got rid of the West USA server. So we switched to the East, and then with this last update they added it back, so now there's both. We're still on the East server. I'm going to have to check that for next week and make sure that it doesn't say the wrong one. My apologies. I guess I didn't check that specific place. There's like between me posting it on our website and YouTube and Discord, there's all kinds of places where I have to make sure that the information is all correct. Now, let's see here. Check the back of the airplane. What do we got on this Titan? This is the passenger version, and we got plenty of seats back there. This thing can really carry a crew. Yeah, right on. Carry about 10 people in this thing. It's, I don't know, most of the starters on a football team. At least your offense. Definitely carry a small basketball team in here. I just latched onto the flight path, and we're ready to go. Yeah, it tells me, Travis, you're in the 401. Going on up in here.
I'm in the Aerostar. I don't remember what number its designation is.
Oh, right on. As long as they can keep up, 180 knots.
Yeah, I'm trying to tinker with my autopilot here. I'm a little bit behind it now, but I was right up with you a minute ago.
So what you're saying, if you're in the right plane, it's a 404, not foul.
Exactly. The right one's 404. He didn't find it. Yeah, you know what? That was a good joke I should have used with Kineas when he couldn't find it.
There's a... Oh, this doesn't make complete sense, but there's a ship with a similar name that has the same designation.
I wonder why they use the same one.
Though.
Well, we've had a weather-wise fantastic week around here in northern Michigan, where I'm at, western Michigan. It's been beautiful. It's been hovering right around 60 degrees, which is just right. It's been in the 40s for the last month, but 60 is beautiful. Looks like next week we're going to hit 70s and 80s. And yeah, I was really hoping for summer, and here we go. Better hang on. 70s and 80s around here can feel pretty hot for us. We're not used to that.
Oh yeah. A lot of humidity.
Mm-hmm. It'd be about time to put my fan in the window here for sure. Is anybody using real world weather at the moment? I'm just curious. What is the weather around here in actuality?
It's looking like it's little cloudy at our flight level, not terrible, but other than that, it's nice.
Right on.
8K, is that it?
8K?
8,000.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Altitude? Sure. Yep. That went right over my head. I was at 7,000.
That's how much you owe him, right?
No, I was still thinking temperature. I'm like, God, I hope it don't get up to 8K. Don't want to do that.
We'll all melt together.
It's not supposed to get 8K around here for another million years. Right on. We got Tailhook up here and Mia Scully up here. Looking pretty good.
Anybody watch that rocket launch today?
I didn't know
Yes.
there was a rocket
Yeah.
launch today. Ooh, do tell.
SpaceX, yeah, mate.
I didn't
Yeah,
see that.
the big one, the Starship. They did their version 3 of the Raptor engines and stuff, and they had a somewhat successful mission. Anyway, some issues with some of the engines, but I guess that's more expected on a brand new trial run.
Right.
But yeah, they got their Starship to where it needed to be at, and some mild imperfections and some cool stuff. There's space drones, not just on Mars anymore. That's
Well, neat.
cool.
Yeah.
They
That's
did,
cool.
like,
Yeah, I'm surprised I missed that. I love that kind of stuff. I usually try to keep up on it.
Yeah, they had like two kind of drone type of vehicles that they
That's
shot
right.
out after their dummy satellites, and they kind of surveyed the side of the booster, or the Starship.
Yeah, I do remember seeing something about them. Yeah, like you said, drones, if you want to call them that.
That's what I'm coining it, anyways. But yes,
It's a good word for it. I mean, what else are you going to say?
tiny spacecraft
Right.
or small.
Oh, that happened 6:30.
Yes, Eastern time.
Got that early morning haze hanging around the mountains here. That looks great. We're soon going to be back over the ocean as we fly between the large southern island of New Zealand to the smaller northern island. Yay, Wingnut, bring that bird up here. It will be fine. Says interesting listening on Discord. It has ads, not on YouTube itself though. Really? I didn't know Discord had ads of any kind. Weird. And unfortunately, YouTube will have ads. I apologize for that, but I worked really hard for the ability for YouTube to have ads, and I wish there was a different way. Well, maybe one of these days when we get some Patreon support and maybe get the memberships and stuff going on, we can work a way to have no ads on that. That would be my preferable way to do it, is not have ads. I know they're intrusive and I don't like them myself.
I haven't seen any yet. So,
Huh?
good.
Oh, good deal. I know I've got I pay for the premium YouTube just so I don't have ads. I can't stand them. So I
Yep.
just pay for that for a year. It's actually, if you pay for the whole year, it's pretty cheap monthly. You know what I'm saying? It's not fun plunking down that big chunk of change But then I've got the entire year where I don't even worry about it. I got no ads whatsoever, and it's way cheaper than doing it monthly. Because I usually in the summertime I've got a little more money than I've got the rest of the year, and I make all my money in the summer. So yeah, since I've got the money, I pay for a year of YouTube, and I don't have to worry about it. Here, let me bring up, I got a picture I can show you guys when I went to the movie theater. Here we are. This is me. Me at the movie theater with everybody looking at me like, what the hell's that guy doing? Like I said, this was actually on the way out. I was almost to the doors, and a bunch of people stopped me and said, can we get pictures? And their kids loved it, and yeah, it was fun. It's kind of nice role-playing a little bit, especially when your head's covered. It's just, it makes it so much easier to get into costume where you're just like, yeah, sure, come on up. I truly felt like Mando, where I didn't want to take my helmet off.
That was nice of you to do that.
Well, I didn't want to disappoint everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie was good. I very much enjoyed it. Like I said, I knew I was going to like it. I like stuff like that. I like Star Wars. It was very Star Wars. And if you're going into it with a critical eye, like a movie critic, you know, looking for the next, you know, Godfather, well, you're probably not going to like it. But it's a simple adventure, lots of good action. The special effects were fantastic. The puppetry was amazing. Most of the special effects were actually puppets. I'm glad to see them getting back to that. Nowadays, what they're doing more and more of is they use actual practical puppets, and they use CGI to remove the rods and to remove the people and stuff, instead of actually making the whole character CGI. And there was a lot of that going on, and a lot of it was really good. Really, really good. The NZLNs, they had the NZLNs in there, which I don't know if you know them. They're the little tiny guys, like Babu Frick, little super teeny weeny guys, and they got a super small spaceship, and they all look fantastic. They all look really good. And, Grogu kind of goes on a little adventure with those guys, and I'm not going to give any spoilers, but that's all. It's really good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was weird, like Star Wars. Star Wars has weird stuff in it, and it was very Star Wars weird. I liked it. It was really cool. I can't wait to see it again. I'm probably going to go again next week.
Your outfit is fantastic.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's 3D printed. Took about a week to 3D print all the parts.
Oh,
and
wow.
then the rest of it is just, you know, sewing machine and hot glue. Let's see what we got going on here. We're about halfway to our first destination. Let's get some airport information on where we're going here. Our first stop is Wellington International. That is clearly a big place. Is Wellington New Zealand's capital? I don't know if it is or not. It is certainly a big place. We're looking at November Zulu Whiskey November.
A beefy place.
Well, for me, it's recommended runway 16, but I'm going to ignore that. I think we're going to come in on runway 36 instead, or 34. Yeah. So yeah, let's do that. We're coming in on runway 34 when we get to Wellington. There is an ILS frequency. Personally, I'm not going to use it. I think we should have an easy time finding this international airport. It should work really good. As a matter of fact, I did a test flight a couple days ago, and yeah, it's a big airport right in the middle of the harbor. You can't miss it. We got 6,700 feet of asphalt going on here. Not much of an elevation. It's right at sea level. But count on that. When we get to Wellington, we're going to come in from the south, and we're landing runway 34. Yeah, got a nice little group going on here. See, we got me, Tailhook, Wingnut, Mia, Travis, Uke Grass, Kineas. We got Coast. Yeah, everybody.
Whole squad.
We got the whole
I'm
squad,
still
yeah.
I'm still playing the piano over here, so be careful.
Right on. You are in the 404?
A firm.
Yeah. You should be able to catch us relatively quick. I see you're back there a ways, but the
I'm
404's
just
got a
playing
pretty
with
good top end.
I'm still playing with this thing. You know,
What?
I'm trying to. I got a second monitor, but it isn't. I wanted to get my EAB on the second monitor,
Right.
but my second monitor isn't set up, and I can't get out to the to the to the to the part of it that I can say extend the monitors or whatever it is they do. to make
Oh,
the
right,
second
right.
Yeah.
Well, you could just like right click on your desktop and then go down to display settings and it's all right there.
Yeah, but what I would do to do that, I got to get out of the game essentially.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can't fly without a second monitor. I just have to have one. There's too much information you need, especially I like to have my main monitor be relatively clean, just the game itself. No overlays, no nothing, just the game. And then all my extra crap is on my second monitor.
If you count the number of this monitor, that borrowed laptop I've got, and the other monitor I have downstairs I haven't hooked up yet, I got 5 monitors.
Whoa, you can make a heck of a display like that. Make a 360 display all the way around you.
Yeah, but I ain't got enough space to put them on.
That was something I've always wondered. You see these monitors nowadays that have a curve to them? I wonder how many of those, they got a slight curve, so it might take a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But how many of those would it take to go completely around you, make a big circle?
They're happy for you to pay for it and find
Oh,
out.
I bet you they would.
Yeah. I've got 327 curve.
Wow.
Yeah, makes a nice big
Yep.
wide display.
Yes.
That's almost like being in VR. You got that much.
It's
Yeah.
close, but it's just hard to get everything lined up.
Mhm.
The way 2020 you were able to hang her just now the reference.
Yeah. Yep. One of the things I noticed whenever I see somebody that has one of these gigantic displays like that, where they've got 3 or 4 monitors all hooked up to be like your main view screen, it's hard to take screenshots. Because you take a screenshot and it's like, it's like,
Yeah.
720 tall, but 25,000 wide.
Right.
Well, at least you can see what's behind you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got to still hook up that 30-inch monitor I got in the basement.
Do that. My main monitor is actually my TV in my living room. I've got this big gigantic ass flat screen TV, and that's what I use to fly. I'm sitting on the couch right now. And my secondary smaller monitor is just my regular computer monitor. So that works out good for me.
I do have a downstairs TV. If I ever get around to it, I could set it up on.
Well, it's pretty easy
that's
if it's HDMI. I mean, it all just, you plug it in and it recognizes it right away.
Oh, I have no problem with the connections. I just have a problem with taking the space away from other people.
Oh, right, right. All right, we're almost to the ocean here. Well, this is our second week in New Zealand, and I still haven't seen an orc or an uruk hai, not even an elf.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, the group that makes Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2, Warhorse Studio,
Mhm.
they've been granted the license to do the Lord of the Rings open world role-playing game.
Ooh, that is
Yeah,
good
I saw
news.
that.
It sounds like they know what they're doing too when it comes to RPGs.
Yeah,
They certainly do.
and they sure know how to make beautiful environments.
Very cool. Yeah, that's good news indeed. They got a time frame on that? Or are they just getting started right now, or something they've been working on? If
Couldn't
they're just
tell you
getting
that.
started, it's going to be a while.
It was pretty generic statement that they put out. They put out that they're working on a new Kingdom Come and a open world Lord of the Rings is all they said.
Oh, cool.
So it could be, it's probably going to be at least a couple years if I would take any type of guesses.
Well, that would be something I'm interested in for sure.
I don't expect it, but it would be even better if they could add a multiplayer aspect to it as well.
Yeah.
Well, they're at least considering it, to see how viable it would be and still keep doing what they want to do.
Yeah, these companies that do such good things and stuff, I just hope that the path stays strong. And it seems like I watched some of their development videos, and it seems like they're the kind of people that will try to do things right every single time. But
Yeah, I like hearing that.
see what the future brings us.
Well, it's very true that some companies you can have more faith in than others. That's one of the things I like about Rockstar. A lot of people like to throw Rockstar under the bus and shit on them, but their games are great. They might take their time and they might be a decade in between each iteration of their game, but when it comes out, it's going to be great. All the GTA games are fantastic. Every one of them, masterpieces, absolute masterpieces. And I'm not a violent guy. I don't play games with guns and shooting. I don't play any kinds of first-person shooters. But I love the world of GTA. It's just so well crafted, and you can literally do anything you want. And that fact right there, that you can do anything you want, gives the game a bad name. Because most people want to do nothing except destroy and blow shit up, and you can drive down the sidewalk, and you can throw hookers out of your car, and you can be absolutely horrible. So, is that the game's fault? The game lets you do anything you want, and most people just go straight to being a horrible monster. And hey, that's fun. The game lets you do that. It's fair game. If that's how you like playing, go ahead. And it's cartoony and over the top, but the game design itself and the world design and just everything about the game is top notch. Masterpiece. Same thing with Red Dead Redemption. Absolute masterpiece of a game, and Rockstar knocks it out of the park every time. They do their best to do something high quality, and they're always trying to do something a little different and be on the forefront of everything. And I think Rockstar does great jobs at stuff. So they are one of the companies that I've got high respect for. When GTA 6 comes out, I'm sure I'm going to love it and think it's a masterpiece. It's just it's going to be well made. And I'm also sure that people are going to shit on it. People are going to complain, because that's what they like to do. So we waited 12 years for this, or however long it's been, and it's like, calm down, people. It's a masterpiece.
I don't think GTA will come out as much of a disappointment. I'm sure somebody will complain, but
Oh, you wait. That's what people do nowadays. It doesn't matter how cool something is, people are going to be, and those are going to be the really vocal people, the ones you see all the time, the ones you hear all the time, the ones that are right in your face. They're going to be the ones complaining that, geez, I tried to play it in the first hour and I couldn't get online because it was so full of people. Give it 0 stars. It's like, you idiot. These people just don't get how it works.
I've always heard they've got a great radio and great music.
Oh yeah, just everything about it. The radio stations are great. The DJs are hilarious. Sure, it's all about crime and stuff like that. And yeah, before I tried GTA, I didn't think I would like it either. I just thought, it's not my kind of game. I'm usually pretty mellow. My kind of game is something like Minecraft. I love Minecraft. I love Flight Sim. I didn't think I would like GTA. But once I got in that world and realized you can do anything. If any vehicle you see, you can ride it. You know, you can fly it, you can float it. You know, the boats work, the airplanes work, everything works. You know, you go to the golf course. Guess what? You can play a round of golf. You know, you go to the tennis courts. Guess what? You can play tennis. You go to the bar. Well, guess what? You can play pool and darts. It's just like it's an incredible game that lets you do anything you want. Unfortunately, to make money in the game, well, you got to break the law. But one of the things I like too is there's a million ways to do that too. You can either go off the deep end and just go in guns a-blazing and kill everything in sight, or you can try to do it a different way. Try to go through and not kill anybody. That's been my focus. I'm gonna try to go in and be a nice guy. I'm gonna try to earn that money as a crook, but a nice guy crook. You know, I don't kill people in the game. And when it comes to other players, I leave everybody alone. I don't even pull my gun out. I must have died a million times, and at the same time, I've killed probably 2 people. You know, that's not why I
You're
play
a
it.
regular
I'm not
Robin
playing
Hood.
it to kill people. You know what I mean? Pardon?
I say you're just a regular old Robin Hood.
I am just a nice guy. But to me, that's a lot of fun too. I enjoy the hell out of, you know, there is nothing more dangerous than trying to just enjoy a beautiful day checking out the city in GTA 5, just existing in there. You know, as you're walking around the town, you can hear explosions going off in the distance, and you hear, you know, people who are just wreaking havoc. And here I am riding my bicycle downtown, just enjoying the sights. You know, listening to music, and nothing pisses people off more than when they can't kill you. I'm getting very good at avoiding getting killed. And people see you and they go after you like mad, and they try so hard to kill you, and they can't. You know, here I'm bunny hopping off of their car with my little bicycle, and they can't get me. You know, it's just that I have a good time just, you know, staying alive in the world. And if it was a world just full of AI, you know, just random computerized characters trying to kill you, that's one thing. That's not even fun. But actual people, they're brutal. It's really hard to not get killed in that game. And it's mostly because of all the, there's so many of the, just the real people are way more clever than any computer. You know what I mean? Like when they try to make computer opponents more difficult, all they do is make them quicker and better aims, and it's just that's all you can do to make the computer better. But it's nothing compared to how clever people are, and people are devious. And it is a very dangerous world living in GTA 5. But I love it. Like I said, I don't shoot stuff. I just try to keep my nose clean. And to buy all the cool cars and vehicles in the game, you got to make money. So, yeah, there's tons of different ways to make money in the game. And, I do the more mellow missions going on. And I enjoy the hell out of that. Yeah, I see a name joining us that I haven't seen in quite a while. Mattu, how's it going, buddy? It's been a few months. It's good to see you.
Yeah, doing great. Just returned from flight school. Just had a lesson today.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, that's right. The last I heard, you were just getting into flight school. You said you had some hours that you wanted to get in while you could. And anyway, do tell. What's going on with your training?
Yeah, just had I'm probably at hour 8 right now. I think eight or 9 flight hours, and today was power on stalls and spins. So,
awesome.
Roller coaster.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, it's good to hear your voice, buddy. It's been a while.
What are you training in?
Yeah, I went for the cheapest ones, 152.
Yeah, it's a nice airplane.
Oh,
though.
good.
So they usually don't do spins in a lot of airplanes, but the 152 is pretty more common.
Yeah, I think here in Canada it's you have to. At least you have to get it demonstrated, but our flight school actually does. I have to do them tomorrow. Apparently.
That'll be really fun.
Yeah, they do
Actually.
it with the 172s and the 152s, as far as I know.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah, over here there's a lot of insurance companies that say no, don't do this at the flight school, and you know they fight with the FAA on that in some aspects, and so I think it got passed. I don't know how many years ago that it's not required anymore.
Guys, we're getting somewhat close to our destination here. I can see it off in the distance. You can see there's a bit of a harbor in the island up ahead, and that will get us to our destination. I'm going to jog off to the right here, maybe 10 degrees. I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to begin descending down to about 2,000 within the next minute or two. Turning right. Yeah, I'm always jealous of anybody who's actually getting their real-world pilot's license, because that is just so cool. I obviously have a huge love of aviation, but I never really had the money or the opportunity to get a real pilot's license. And it's neat, man. I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's really cool, but it is a money sink. I just spent in the last couple weeks almost as much money as in the last couple months together.
And the only way I could ever afford it would be if I joined the military or something. That'd be the only way for me to get my pilot's license. And I don't know if they're going to want me now that I'm almost 60.
Yeah, for a long time the same here, but I don't. My eyesight is way too bad to ever try that, the military route.
Yeah.
So I had to become dual income, no kids. That helps.
Gotta have a lot of money coming in.
Me and my girlfriend both work in IT. That gives you a little bit of a booster.
Oh yeah. Alright, I am going to begin slowly descending down to 2,000. Not in a big hurry to bring her down, but we do have to come down. Here we go.
The decent thing to do. Sorry.
Yes, very nice. It took me a second to catch that descent joke.
Yeah, by the way, don't get into multi-engine training, because a flight's like around $1,000.
Yeah, my instructor just told me that today we had a multi-engine, a DA42 doing touch and goes, and we were talking about it, and yeah, probably not gonna do that. No, I'm only doing it for fun. So my goal is kind of right now the private pilot, and then some endorsements. It works a little bit different in Canada. You don't have the same that the FAA has, and then maybe IFR. And I'm not going to go any further anytime soon. Mostly because money, but also my mission for flying doesn't require much more.
Yeah, instrument's good. I mean, you have to keep it up if you want to keep the, rating and stuff, but it's really good educational-wise. It's really good, and it's really good to practice some of these things even if you don't get it, but knowing your limitations, and obviously don't put yourself in a situation where you'd ever have to use them. But yes,
yeah,
just in case.
Exactly, gives you. I'm a little bit under the impression it gives you that additional layer of safety, of outs. Let's put it that way. Not that you want to use them, but if you use them, it's a skill that can help you out quite a bit.
Yeah, the discussion can go very much both ways, as overconfidence or whatever, and if you did get in that situation, you might, yada yada. But
True.
I think with the right mindset, it's definitely a good skill to learn.
Yeah, I know that mindset from my skiing regarding avalanches and everything, and avalanche equipment and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Similar discussions about that.
It is very similar how these worlds combine each other sometimes.
Alright, we need to hurry up and get these birds down. We're only 7.5 out. Got the runway in sight.
That's really awesome. What aircraft did you say? I forgot. I know we talked about it a while ago. Oh, sorry. You just said it. The 152. I don't know where my brain is tonight.
Yeah, I was lucky. I did weight and balance today as well, and I finally figured out how heavy my instructor is, which is lucky break for me. He's only 120 pounds.
Holy moly!
Me with my, like, if I had let's say as an instructor of my weight class, 200 pounds, that would be a little bit more tight than a 150.
Yeah, you'd have to move up to a 172 for sure on that. They're pretty close.
Yeah, it wouldn't make that much of a difference in my flight school. I think it's $20, 20 Canadian an hour, but
Yeah.
still the 152 that's nice.
$20 is $20.
Yeah, and over 60 hours or whatever, it's thumbs.
What part of Canada are you in?
Vancouver.
Oh, you're way in Vancouver. They just did a show of that on TV. What Vancouver is. Oh, it's such a beautiful place.
Oh, it is beautiful. It is absolutely amazing.
Doing a lot of ground stuff and doing a lot of procedure practicing and flight sim really helped knock my hours down to finishing at 46 instead of typical. At my university flight school, it was about 56 or 58, so I can't remember the exact number, but it was at least 56.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. I do every flight. That's why I started Flight Simulator and then saw you guys online. I'm doing every flight again in the Flight Simulator and also as preparation. And for example, today I had not troubles, but the stall recovery. I was a little bit slow on rather power carpet flaps. I was thinking too much, and I will do that tonight a couple more times just to get these automations in. I think it feels that helps me a lot to not have to think about the controls and then get repetition in.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not in your muscle memory yet, and that's normal. That's natural.
Absolutely, and that's where the Flight Simulator helps a lot. If I can put the muscle memory into that, even if the physics might not be perfect or is not perfect for like stalls and stuff, but just get some muscle memory in for the steps.
Yep, exactly.
What
yeah, you're not gonna be able to perfectly replicate everything, unfortunately, but it does help a lot.
Yeah.
Alrighty, once you get down, go ahead and back taxi to the beginning of the runway here, and when everybody gathers up, we'll be ready to go out of here. A big ass runway here for sure. Nice and wide too.
Usually what I mean when you say yes.
Wellington. As we take off out of this airport, we're going to be flying right alongside the main downtown area of Wellington. It's a pretty nice looking place. So we're going to go ahead and check some of it out. You'll notice the flight plan. If you've put the PLN file into your GPS, it will take us pretty much to one of the POIs. And that POI goes over the top of a couple of the other POIs. So we'll be able to check everything out pretty nice. We've got a giant New Zealand Air, like a, I don't know what it is.
Oh, he's going to run over us.
He is. He's going to go right over us here.
Or you, anyway.
Yeah, he did. He missed you entirely, and he just crunched me. Well, Matthew, that was a nice landing. Go figure.
Yeah, it was better than the one I did in real life today, which was actually quite good, but just the last flare, like at the end of the flare, I'm a little bit not pulling back enough, so the landing with a little bit of side wind, a little bit of side loading was not the smoothest. Let's put it that way.
Well, that one there, that looked perfect. Do you have in the game that exact aircraft that you were flying in real life?
Yeah, I'm playing with the WB Sim 152, which is quite good.
That's handy. Right on. We got our buddy Coast coming in.
I'm still playing the piano.
Well, you're making beautiful music.
I wasn't sure if you were anymore. I haven't heard you key up.
So everybody in the chat here, Alucab says he lives in, what is this, Hohenwald, Tennessee? Small airport there. I'm unfamiliar with Hohenwald.
That's right down the road from where I'm at in Columbia.
Is it? Well, I tell you what,
Yeah, it's just a
Tennessee
little-
has been representing in here lately. We've had a lot of Tennessee folk.
Oh, you better know it.
They usually get lost in these crazy places.
That sounds like a very German name for a village.
It kind of does. Hohenwald.
Hohenwald would probably be the German name.
Is it somebody in the YouTube chat talking to you?
No, I'm just reading some of the chats here that people are talking about. We also got our buddy Jeff Shepard. We all know him as, that's our friend Longhorn, checking in. He says, I'd join you guys, Laser, but he doesn't have his headset or his joystick set up. Which means he's probably still, yeah.
Still
Oh,
at the
Jeff
campground, are
Shepard.
you?
Oh, this is, wait a minute. That's not Longhorn at all. This is Split Horse. Our buddy Split Horse.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have trouble keeping track of people's in-game names and their real names. But yeah,
Been a little
Split
bit
Horse.
since
We haven't
I've
seen him in a
heard.
while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can join us next week.
You know, I used to be able to see your name on the side of the plane, and it's just got a white patch there now, Lazerbolt.
Really? Yeah, for you too. I only see the little white patch.
Wonder why they took that away.
Also
I'm sure they
seeing that
didn't take it
for
away.
Killer.
It just doesn't work perfectly. They wouldn't take that away. It just doesn't work all the time. Coast coming in looking good. That's a nice landing there, buddy. Right on. Okay, perfect. Well, let's go ahead and get these birds back out on the runway, and we'll gather up for a minute or two. Begin the second leg. Like I said, when we take off out of here, you'll notice there are some POIs off in the distance. That is the main town of Wellington. And we can at least get a good look at some of the stuff as we go over it. There were some interesting looking buildings in town, I noticed. One of them, I think it's called the Beehive. And yeah, it looks just like a beehive. Pretty cool.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Wing.
did your
Wingnut
throttle stuck,
coming
Wingnut?
No, I stepped away from the cockpit for a second, and my airplane took off with me. Took off without me.
You did a good job avoiding everything. Alright, let me make some room here for everybody. Oh, I like that red paint
Get
job.
back in line.
That red paint job that Kenny has there. That's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, pretty snazzy.
Alrighty, we're going to take off out of here at a heading of about 325. I'm going to fly by hand on this first leg until we get to that Mount Kikau, or Kakao. Mount Kaukau. Alright, when we get to that, that's when I'm going to go ahead and re-engage the autopilot. We're going to be going at a heading of 359er. We might as well just call that straight north. Wow, look at this nice group we got today. Beautiful. So we will be climbing back up to 8,000 feet on this leg, just not until after we check out this town of Wellington. So you can make your preparations right now if you'd like. Everything all set up for 8,000. And we'll do that after we take a quick little jog over to check out the city. You'll notice there's a
Travis.
waypoint called Custom 1 we're going to be checking out.
Yes, sir. Can help you.
You're the only one I can see with your name on the side of your plane.
That's interesting. Am I coming in as a substitute?
Yeah, kind of looked like not a Baron, but something in those lines, somewhere in those lines.
I'm running the A2A Aerostar.
That is weird how
Oh, that's a good plane.
the default airplanes don't show up correctly, but that one does. I mean, it's not that the airplane shows up correctly, but the name tag does.
Yeah, he's the only one that I can see with a name on his plane.
Yeah, it might be something going on with this 404, because I don't see anybody's names. There's probably a 404 thing that is just not quite working correctly.
Well, that's why it's not found.
Oh, I love it. Alrighty, it looks like everybody's just about ready to go here. Alright, let's go ahead and get these birds back up in the air. Like I said, we're going to take off, follow the flight plan. If you just follow the pink line there, it'll take us over towards the city, and we'll be close enough to check out some of the cool stuff, especially the beehive, as it were. And yeah, then we'll be right back on course, heading straight north. So, let's go ahead and get ready to go. Lazerbolt is spooling up. And rolling. A bit of a left-hand turn to check out the coolness over here. And this is a nice looking city. It really is. These cars almost appear to be driving on the correct side of the road, i.e. the right side of the road. Yeah, look at this. Man, these suburbs. Got it packed in around here. Real nice looking place. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if anybody knows, but is Wellington the capital around here? The capital of New Zealand? If not, what would be the capital of New Zealand?
Yes.
We got the Museum of New Zealand to Papua. It is the capital, you say?
I don't know. I just think yes.
Well, it's nice to nice to have someone play along. Yeah, there's a huge stadium over here. This is the Stadium and Railway Station. Okay, right next to the beehive. Check that out. This beehive place. I don't know what the beehive is, but it sure looks like a beehive.
It is in fact Wellington. Yes.
Is it? Neat. Right next to the Parliament House and the Parliament Library. Look at that. Nifty, nifty.
That adds up.
And it is the capital. That's cool. Nice looking
Got a
place.
big road.
Huh? Look at that.
A big rail station there. Looks like a terminus right here.
It looks like it brings you right to the stadium, and that's it.
Not playing any
that is
games.
Quite a city. Okay, onward. Let's get this show back on the road. Need to check out this radio tower here. That was actually our waypoint. Not much to see. It's just a radio tower, but it is a point of interest for some reason. So yeah. Let's fly over it and pretend like it's interesting.
Very interesting. This capital city, is probably not too common in at least the states that I'm familiar with. Has really quite wild terrain differences here.
Yeah, the terrain around here reminds me of, oddly enough, like Tokyo. Or am I thinking Hong Kong? It's almost racist because I can't get it right.
I
But
think Hong
one of
Kong.
them is Hong Kong is
Tokyo is
built.
quite flat.
It's all hilly and hills and mountains all around town. Very cool. All right, back on course.
I don't think ignorance is racist. Don't worry, Laser.
Gee, thanks. I don't think ignorance is racist. Well put.
I mean,
well put.
No, it's not intentionally racist.
That's good. Well, I'm not intentionally ignorant.
Well, I mean, ignorant is maybe not necessarily need to be a bad thing. Just factual.
It's a
Well, I
matter of
just didn't
degree
want to
who
be that
makes the
guy.
judgment of ignorant.
Yeah.
Laser, there's a place over here to the right called Lower Hutt, Hutt.
Really? Lower Hutt. Awesome. It's no big spoiler to say that there are huts in the new Star Wars movie. They're right in the trailer, so yeah. If you like huts, this movie is for you.
Oversized slugs.
They are big slugs. All right,
Jabba
let's
wasn't to build the
back on
hut.
course.
Sorry.
It's Pizza's job.
Alrighty, I am latched onto the flight path. Continuing north. Let's climb up to 8,000.
Yeah, it was definitely a haha, ending to Spaceballs is he ate himself to death.
Oh yeah, Pizza the Hut.
Yeah.
They're making a new Spaceballs.
They are, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Our buddy It Will Be Fine says Mount Hood is a ski resort. He says he has had the pleasure of being there. That's cool. It sounds nice. Like a good ski resort.
Quest for more money.
The Quest for More Money. I wish it was called the Quest for More Money. That would be funny.
Whatever they said.
Yeah, I think it's they're just going to call it Spaceballs the next one. But the Quest for More Money would be funny, but they didn't have the balls to use that.
Yeah, they should have. I would have had to go, or whatever their quote line was on the first one, anyways.
I think that was exactly it. Yeah, in the first one they mentioned, yeah, we got a bunch of merchandise for the new sequel called The Quest for More Money.
I mean, would people not go to that if it's named like that?
No, I think it would encourage people to, like, I like your honesty, Mel Brooks. Hey, if you guys look way in the distance, you'll see way in the distance there's like a little mountain peak kind of a thing straight ahead of us. That's where we're heading. Our next airport is right at the foot of that. 106 miles out. Let's go.
It's time to turn off my live weather.
You got too much weather in the way, you can't see that mountain, eh?
I want to see something while I'm flying around here. I can do live weather any day.
Alrighty. Almost level at 8,000. I'm going to bring my speed up to 180. How's that 180 working for everybody? Is everyone able to keep up?
That's good.
Working good.
I'm good.
I notice we all showed up at that airport at just about the same time, so that's a good sign. Yeah, it will be fine. Says he was fortunate to have done a ski trip with a buddy to all the ski slopes in New Zealand. Well, it certainly looks like there's a lot of ski slopes around here. It's a very mountainous place. We went past, what was that place called last week, Travis? Like Alpine Ski Resort or something like that? In the, what do they call it?
It's saying,
The,
the Alps
the
of
Southern
the
Alps or something like that?
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. That's way south of the other Alps. Plus that place
That's
in
in-
Queenstown there, that was beautiful. That ski resort there was really nice.
I wouldn't be surprised if you punched a hole through the earth if it wasn't somewhat close to the exact other side of the Alps. Or like
As
the
far
world
away
of
as you
the-
can get.
Yeah. Not sure though.
Alrighty, I think we are nice and steady here. Yeah, it really is beautiful around here. I can totally see why it would make a great place for movies. Absolutely beautiful. A lot of water, a lot of mountains, everything's green. I don't know if our buddy Captain Hopper is still in the chat there, but I noticed something today. I'm sure he noticed too. As a matter of fact, I watched his latest video, brought it up. He makes a lot of videos about Destiny 2, and I noticed that they just recently today announced that they're basically pulling the plugs on all further updates on the game. They were very good at updating it almost every week with cool items and cool stuff like that. And they're getting ready to stop doing that. I thought that was a shame. I'm sure our buddy Captain Hopper has plenty of thoughts about that, and I would love to hear his thoughts about that. Actually, I'd love to see him make a video about it. That would be a great time to make a video right now when everybody's kind of got questions, you know.
I heard something about that too. I personally, it was not my game for me. I'm not saying it wasn't good. It wasn't for me, and I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I heard some finicky things about the motives. I don't know if they're true or not though.
Right. Well, it's one of those games that the people that like it really like it, man. It's got a pretty good following. And yeah, it's for me, it just kind of came out of the blue. It's like, geez, they were doing such a good job with all these weekly and monthly updates and just keeping the game fresh. And then all of a sudden they were like, nope, we're done. A little odd. But I would like to, yeah, I'd like to see my buddy Captain Hopper make a video about that.
I thought it was cool. To me, some of it was like a little bit of grinding for the same, like, kind of repetitive type of stuff. You know, like the items are the same, but they tier them up and stuff, and I don't know, it just kind of, it was cool for a little bit, and after about, I don't know, 15 or 20 hours of it, I think I was pretty much
Well, like I said, a lot of people do like it, and yeah.
Sorry, not trying to be completely negative.
Good.
But
Just halfway negative.
sorry.
No, okay, go ahead and speak your mind. I don't care. It's obviously not my type of game either. I've just said that shooters and stuff like that is not my kind of game. Probably my least favorite game would be something like Fortnite. I could just care less about that. It's not my cup of tea at all. Although, I have been watching a lot of people streaming Fortnite lately because they just included some kind of a cool Star Wars thing. They got like a Star Wars droid factory sort of situation going on. It's a lot of fun to watch, but it's still not my cup of tea. But I've been enjoying watching people trying to put their stuff together. Yeah, this fella here, Uke Grass, he joined us last week in Discord. He seemed like a nice fella. Good to see him joining us again this week. Yep, and if you look on the map, our next destination is right at the foot of that peak we're coming up to. It's like the tallest thing you can see in the distance, and that's where we're heading.
Quick question. How's your weather?
How's the weather here in Michigan?
Yeah.
It's been beautiful, actually. Yeah, we've been right around 60 degrees, 65. Yeah, it's been beautiful. Next week is supposed to get up 75 to 80. So I'm going to brace myself for that. I'm looking forward to some good summertime weather. But 75, 80 is pretty warm for us. I'm ready for it. We had a long winter. You are not going to hear me complain about hot weather. That is that is for sure. It was a long winter.
We're going to be hit with 1 to 2 inches of rain tomorrow.
Oh, you expect a lot of rain, huh? What kind of temperatures you got over there in Buffalo?
60s.
That's right. It sounds about like what we got going on. Yeah, I suppose we're expecting some rain too here in the next couple of days. Now that I'm looking at it, nothing too major.
I had a friend go to Vegas this week for a business trip, and it was his first time going and stuff. And the day after he got there, I think it was showing wind speeds of 40 miles an hour, gusting up to 60.
Yeesh.
Like predicted anyway.
Well, that's a lot. I need that.
And kind of like a dust storm conditions and stuff. I don't know how bad it really got. I
So
haven't
it's
talked to him about it.
Dry and windy. That's not fun. So our buddy Split Horse says they got 81 over there in California right now. Sounds about right. I've heard a couple people from California say like 90. Oof, that's too much. Not even summer yet.
Yeah, I'm getting that down here in Tennessee already.
You getting 90 degrees down there, buddy?
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like you're going to start sending some of that our way next week.
You can have it.
Florida's full swing in the summer routine, or at least pretty close to full swing. We're roughly around 90 and 80, high 80s, the low 90s, and high humidity, or high-ish
There you go.
humidity
That
anyways.
sounds like Florida to me.
Yeah, I got 72 at the moment at 9:30 at night here in Tennessee. So 72 is not bad,
Yeah, that's not too bad.
but that's nighttime.
Yeah, Split Horse says they were about 95 for a few days last week. Oof. That's a bit.
Yeah, the more that Florida sun beats down on my house, the more I allow my solar panels to keep the AC cooler in the house. So
I hear that.
It will be fine, says New South Wales. They got 7 degrees Celsius going on. Not sure what that is, but it's well above freezing. Of course, it's wintertime for them, isn't it? It's going to be soon. And we are pretty far south.
the 15 degrees Celsius is 59. That's the aviation standard.
Ooh, so 7 degrees, that's pretty
temperature.
cold.
Yeah, so you're looking at like halfway from there to freezing.
Yeah, but the rule of thumb is 20 degrees Celsius, 68 Fahrenheit. That's what first one I go to.
Yeah. It's all however you want to program it in your head. It's
All I knew is it's like, doesn't it meet up somewhere around like negative 40? Negative 40
Yeah, I
is the
think
same. It's the same on both scales. That's all I know.
Yep. Somewhere around there, I think.
Kind of hard to do the math on that, but
You just just correct the the formulas. Degrees Fahrenheit equals 59C plus 32.
right on. Yeah, that's what Google's for.
Thankfully, we have pocket calculators. So even if you want to write that down in your pocket calculator, you can still calculate it out.
In your BlackBerry.
Down here, we just take off our shoes.
Start counting
You
them
never
toes.
you never get above 10 degrees, right?
I don't know. Well, you can go 20 if you take your shoes off, like Bob said.
They got 10 toes in each foot. That's pretty good.
Well, you got fingers too, right? Most of us have 10.
You got to use it for counting, though. Remember?
Oh, that's true. You got to write them down too.
Oh gosh, I feel a little bad for one of the SpaceX announcers today. He was starting to count off the dummy satellites they were throwing out of the ship today, and he's like, oh, you know, using my basic math skills and stuff, and then later on he just completely messed it up, and then he recognized he messed it up and then messed it up again.
Oh,
He
no.
said there's 18 and 20 instead of like 19 and 20. It's like, but I'm pretty sure he kind of the past 2 days on camera he had a little bit of bags under his eyes, so he's probably pretty.
He's been
pretty
up for
tired.
a while. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really blame him, but and then being on camera too on top of that.
Those were dummy satellites. I thought they were real.
The 20 were dummy ones. They're just more or less to simulate the mass, and then the last two that they put out to do the surveying on the Starship. Obviously,
Well, it's just-
specifically for that.
That's just more space junk.
Yeah, they'll come back down.
Yeah, everything comes back down eventually.
It,
That's a great looking group up here. I love that.
That's actually not true for space.
Well, it's going to come down somewhere.
Matthew, you're working up. You're going uphill on this one. I tell you.
I mean, that's true. I think MySpace is still running.
Wow.
Oh, wait. Only Travis, right?
Now, those were going about the same trajectory and speed, so those came down with the Starship, essentially, just a little further away.
Maybe it's just me, but Mia, I'm seeing your landing gear down.
She's not in the same aircraft we are. We're seeing
Okay,
a
it might
substitute.
just be a okay.
Yeah, I see her as the Microsoft passive aircraft C90 GTX. Not sure what that is, but it seems to be keeping up just fine.
That would be a King Air.
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
It's a little bit smaller version of the big one that we're kind of more familiar with.
Right, right. The bigger one with the winglets on the side there.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Well,
I
let's see
think the big
here.
one is 350.
Let's get a little airport information on our next stop. We are inbound to a place called, ooh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Waiouru? Waiouru? I say why not. It's a November Zulu Romeo uniform. So, when we get there, it is recommending runway 13. I'm not sure we're going to actually do runway 13, but yeah, let's not do runway 13. We're going to be coming in at runway 31 instead. So, we have 3,800 foot of bituminous. It's not humongous, but it's pretty big. Plenty big enough for us. So count on runway 31 when we get there. It'll be relatively straight in, but not perfectly. We do have, since it is up in the mountains, we got some elevation to worry about. So we got 2,600 feet. So just make sure you don't go down lower than that. You'll be all good. So let's all count on runway 31. That is at a heading of 302 magnetic. So it's off a little bit, but not too much. I've seen much worse. Count on that, 3-1.
It must be really annoying for the tower there to have to explain to every pilot that calls in that they're there to enable safety in the airspace system. You know, when you call them, why are you tower?
What about the discrepancy in the magnetic
Never mind,
heading?
that was too long-winded. That was
Oh, it was a joke, and oh, okay.
Travis, rule of thumb: if it takes more than 10 words, you're done.
I know.
I should have been expecting a joke at that point, but it went right over me.
That was my bad. I set it up really bad.
Hey, you know what else it's time for? guys, when we get to this next airport, this is our penultimate stop already. So when we get there, we will be taking a 10-minute break. Count on taking 10 minutes. It's a good time to grab another drink, grab another snack, and that'll take 10 minutes right there.
Almost looks like I have a guy wearing a gas mask on my GPS.
What's that? You got a guy wearing a gas mask?
That's what it looks like on my GPS. I'll put in the group light info. Kind of looks almost to me like there's a dude wearing a gas mask on his face for the green lines. Couple eyeballs there.
Yeah, I see what you're looking at.
Right on your GPS?
Yeah.
I changed
Yeah,
my
the green lines.
I changed my main display so it shows me my distance.
You can do that on the bottom one and leave your top one as your route. Look at your route.
Right. Well, I don't really look
That's
at it that much anyway. When I'm looking at the route itself, I just use the EFB. But I just wanted to have the distance displayed right there, and there it is. We're about 45 out, and that mountain is getting bigger. Dun dun dun. Eventually, here in the next few miles, we're going to turn to the right a little bit to help us line up with that runway. What did we say that was? 3-3, something like that.
3-1.
3-1. Yeah, we're going to turn to the right a little bit, help us line up with runway 3-1. Not just yet. We don't need to descend too awful much either. We've already, it's already at an elevation of about 2,000. So, I'm going to bring it down to maybe 4,000, maybe a little over 4,000 when it's time. Next week, we will no longer be in New Zealand, so get a good eyeful now while you can. Next week, we're going to be heading back to Australia. We're going to fly from one of the airports here on the west coast of New Zealand, and we're going to fly back over to Australia in the Hercules. So we're back in that C-130 next week, my favorite. I love that thing. It was a nice break flying these smaller airplanes here for a couple weeks, but I'm looking forward to getting back in that Herky Bird. It's my favorite. On our way back to Australia, we should be able to fly directly over the Great Barrier Reef. We flew by the Great Barrier Reef maybe a month ago. We flew right along it, but it wasn't in the game yet. There wasn't nothing there to see. It just looked like the ocean. But next week, well, it's not going to be next week. We're going to do this Wednesday. It's going to be another one of those crossing the water extra flights. You know, so I'm going to do that on a Wednesday so it doesn't interfere with the main Friday show here. But count on doing that next Wednesday if anybody would like to join in on a bonus flight. We're going to be flying the Herculeses from New Zealand back over to Australia. Could take, well, it will take at least 3 hours, maybe longer than that. So it's going to be 3 hours of just flying. We're going to see nothing but ocean. So like I said, we're not going to do that on the main Friday show. We're going to do that on Wednesday. We're going to start probably an hour earlier. For me, we usually start at 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern. We're going to start at 8 o'clock Eastern instead on Wednesday. And then Friday, we're going to be right back to regular old programming, Friday night flights. We're going to be in Hercules, and we're going to be checking out the interior of Australia. Not the inside of it, but the inside of the continent there. And, yeah. There's not as much to see as there is on the coastline, but there is some cool stuff. There's a couple cool observatories and things like that, and yeah, it'll make for a good time.
There's some crazy protruding rock somewhere in there too.
I think there was. You know what? There's more than one, but I think the one that comes to mind for me, the really awesome rock formation, I think that was more like in Brazil. The one that really pops into mind.
Too.
Ayers?
You know,
I'm not
maybe
sure
that
what
is.
it's called.
Yeah. There are some cool things to check out for sure. There's even some kind of mysterious things, like there's some kind of a military base up in there, in the way in the outback.
Yeah, I found that.
That's pretty. It's pretty mysterious. We flew around there once before, and it was kind of cool to check it out. We're gonna try to check that out
I
again.
found one, and I think I told you already a couple of weeks ago. I was playing around in there, and I did find a military base that had actual military aircraft hangars and trucks and jeeps and such.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, that should be kind of fun.
Usually,
Check that out.
Yeah, usually you don't see that.
Uh-uh.
It's just all civilian stuff.
Yeah, well, I the last time we flew there, I looked it up. I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it did say that there's not that it's a secret base, but there's things. It's surrounded with mystery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was Ayers. I sent you a DM laser to look at it if you'd like. But
Oh, right on.
for some
Oh, that's
odd time,
definitely the place. Oh yeah, I remember that. It's got the big flat top on top of it there, and yeah, pretty neat. I think the last time we came here, the textures were kind of screwed up on it, which might not be the case now because it is, they went over the whole area with a fine-tooth comb, made it look real nice.
The last time I went there, I think it was fine, but I remember them having some issues with like load-in, and not loading in properly and stuff.
Yeah, it might have been what was going on. For some people too, I remember the entire mountain looked like it was floating just a couple feet off the ground. I remember that. Well, we probably won't have that problem this time. We're only 27 out, so we need to start getting ready for this runway, which means I am going to turn to the right here just a few degrees. We don't need to go too far. Just a few, maybe 5 degrees. That'll help us line up. I'm going to do that now. And it's probably not too soon to bring her down. How about 4,200 should do it. So yeah, I'm gonna about another couple miles here. I'm gonna begin descending down to 4,200.
Kind of behind all you guys and watching the flock all move about.
Yeah, from up here it looks great. I'm looking back and just seeing everybody fly. It's it always looks so good when you got a big group of people. Very cool.
Just a bunch of seagulls, just like in that Star Wars bad lip sync thing. I pulled that up once or twice after he showed that to us.
Bad lip sync, but I don't even remember that. It must have been a while ago. Oh yes, of course. The seagull song where Yoda is singing
Yes.
the. Yeah. Boy, that is an old video there. Good Lord, that's an old one.
It is. It's quite obnoxious. Of
Oh,
course,
sure.
I don't listen to it.
Well, it's just that
regularly,
song.
but-
It's like the first time I watched it, I had that stupid song stuck in my head.
Exactly. I don't know what came to my mind to think about that song again. I just had to pull it up again. I was like, this is a while ago, many months ago.
Oh, you guys made me think of I came across another YouTube video recently called a song called "The Man Song," and damn, I had that stuck in my head.
I feel like I've heard that too.
Yeah, that sounds true.
I'm going to begin descending
Yeah,
down.
I'm the man of this house till my wife gets home.
Boy, that
I
sounds
haven't heard
familiar.
it,
I do what I want till my wife gets home.
Yep, and you better not say it too loudly either. I'm bringing her down to 4,200. We're 20 out. We're gonna be there before you know it, actually. So yeah, gonna really bring her down.
Yeah, Matthew, in that 152, do they have electric flaps, or is it like a lever flap in there? I don't remember.
I think all the 152s have electric flaps. I think it's
Okay.
only the old because the 152 is newer than the 172 as far as I remember, and only the very old 172s have mechanical flaps.
Is it a steam gauge cockpit or a glass cockpit?
Steam.
I was always under the impression the 52 came first, but I've never honestly looked it up. So that's something I just learned. So that's true.
Yeah, I didn't knew that either. I looked it up for one reason or another, because I'm flying that now, and I realized that no, I think the 172 was before. The 140 is older than the 170. The 140
yeah, I
was
kinda forgot about the
the
140.
the small one, and then the 150 and 152 came out of that.
Cool. Yeah, I know, of course, anything probably, but like you said, the really old 172s, they all pretty much have electric flaps, so.
Yeah, my friend bought one, and 172, a straight tail without the back window, and that one still has like brake lever flaps.
Yeah. So the Pipers, so I think I mentioned to you before, but if you forgot, I started on the 172, the 6-pack, and then moved on to a Warrior after private, and these P28s, they all have the brake lever flap, and what I was gonna mention is it's not the case, so I guess it doesn't matter, but it's kind of fun because when you pull the brake lever, you know, and then you release it to its notch setting. But the kind of cool part is, like, if you want to adjust some of your drag or maybe competition flying, you can pull that brake lever all the way and get what we call bonus flaps, but you have to hold it, of course.
Like almost over pull it a little bit.
Yeah, of course not too hard, not to where you're gonna hurt something, but it's obviously there just so you can get in that click spot nicely. But yeah, you get a little bit of bonus flap, which is kind of fun to play with.
My flight school has one Piper, and I did that for my initial flight. I flew in that, but obviously back then that was I was not able to use flaps or anything yet.
Yeah.
We're 9 miles out, so keep an eye open for that airfield.
I might see it. I think so. I think it's on the corner of my cockpit here.
I think I see the area where it's gonna be. I just don't quite see it yet.
I got a review.
Got your eyes on it, buddy?
Got my eyes on it. It's
Roger
almost toward the
that.
base of that mountain, that big old mountain over there. Got to fly toward that mountain, and that's where it's at.
I can see they've got a navigation waypoint shortly before the runway. Just kind of making my way towards that. I love looking at the map and seeing all these airplanes. It's a nice group tonight. This is not quite as big a runway as that last one, but it's still all right. I don't think it's super wide though. It's still all right.
I definitely was not looking at the airport.
We're getting close. We're 5 miles out. I should see something.
Lots of cool little towers over here.
Yeah, I saw that right on top of that hillside.
See a bunch of them down there in that field. Look like a
That's the
small.
one I'm
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them all around that building.
Yeah, that guy that does the Welo VFR package, he got an update finally put in that was supposed to be there a long time ago.
Have the runway in sight.
Or I should say they finally put it in. They must be pretty well backlogged with everything. Because it's been over a year since he submitted it to them. So...
So a reminder, when
That
we
was
get down,
great
we'll take
add-on.
10 minutes. That's long enough to grab a drink and a snack, let the dog out. You can even install the game in 10 minutes, I bet you. You can certainly go down there and like and subscribe. That's always handy. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be the last one in. I slowed down way early. About 10 miles ago I started slowing down.
Another field here with a building with a ton of towers surrounding it. Coming in right behind Mia and Matt too. Try not to run over anybody.
I'm right behind you guys. Oh yeah, there's a ton of towers down here, isn't there? What's that all about?
Communication?
I don't know. Seems like you'd put that up. Seems like you'd put that up on a hill instead of on the flat ground over here.
Oh, this, yeah, weird little field, huh? The building ominously in the middle of it.
Wonder if that's the VOR or something.
Gosh, I don't know. Do they need that many?
I would think not, because that's not... Usually you wouldn't put object in front of a VOR station.
Right behind you, Kinius.
Oh, maybe I'll take a few minutes to look it up. See if I can find out anything, because there is a very odd amount of towers in this area.
There is a lot of them. I mean, if it was only one or two, you wouldn't even notice. But man, there must be 25 of them over there. I don't think Matu's aircraft likes this ground around here. Looks like it's throwing them all over the place. I saw you do a wheelie.
It was very bumpy.
Sometimes it is
works better.
crazy bumpy. All right, guys, we'll call this 10 to the top of the hour. How's that sound? At the top of the hour, we're already out of here. We're in the sky flying, man. So grab a cocktail. Scratch the dog on the top of the head. Grab a snack. And we'll be out of here in 10 minutes.
I really enjoy these A2A airplanes. They really take in all the proper feelings and aerodynamics of a real plane.
They have been the top of the crop for decades. Absolutely one of the best.
I did. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like to see them bring the 172 back, but I know it's hard to justify that. Good.
But it's on their roadmap.
Is it? Oh, good. Well, that makes me
Yeah,
happy.
like for end of the year or something. They brought out the roadmap on 1st of April, so it was a little bit, what? But they confirmed.
Okay, I haven't looked at it then since they published that, but Yeah, that actually, like for prepared, when I was doing my or FSX or prepared, one of the two, anyways, or maybe both. When I was doing my private pilot stuff, it would for even that simulator, it was not perfect, but super, 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 super good.
Yeah, I'm still fighting to buy the Aerostar. I just don't like that airplane.
I don't blame you. I like it. I haven't got as many hours into it as it deserves for how much
And
it is, but
don't get me wrong, I know the modeling and everything and like the physics are absolutely amazing. I love the Comanche.
yeah.
I just like more on a how do you say like on a literally the airplane. I'm not. I can't build enthusiasm for an Aerostar. I don't know why. I very much preferred not from not from modeling, not from anything like that, just from the airplane itself, like the Baron from Black Square or something.
Yeah.
Just more fun. I don't
I
know why.
I think it's probably because you haven't done enough drug smuggling from South America. That's probably why.
That might be it.
Something about it just don't jive with you.
That's fine. It's kind of cool because it's pretty much the fastest, if not for sure, the fastest twin naturally aspirated, but piston. Sorry, I should say, and that's kind of like one of its unique spots, and then also, and you know, a little bit famous for doing that one guy that did all the South American
Oh,
smuggling.
yeah, no, not Air America, but like the Tom Cruise movie guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
know.
yeah. If you don't like it, I don't really blame you.
The same as I like. I'm learning in a 152. I will probably mostly fly 172s in my life.
Yeah.
I just think low wing airplanes in that category, if we're not talking bush planes, look cooler for no particular reason.
Yeah.
Cool counts for something.
Yeah, especially if you do it as just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
You said low wing. You said low wing looks cooler, or
I like low wing more from the looks.
this is a low wing.
Yeah, I know. This was more on the 172 versus Piper versus Diamond this debate.
Yeah. I really enjoyed my time in the 172. If I were to choose which to do which, I suppose I think it's hard to say. Uh, I don't think I did it wrong by doing a 172 first, and this was more so by selection of flight school and the way that I had to do it, but rather than aircraft choosing.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
I think the 172 was a great VFR, and I think 152 as well is a great VFR trainer airplane. And then once you move on to more advanced things, it doesn't matter as much if you're doing training, but if you're doing, you know, sightseeing and enjoying a day out and going to look at stuff, and I think a 172 type airplane is probably going to be a really great airplane to not necessarily need to get you there quickly, or as
Oh yeah,
quick as
no.
others can.
Realistic. Once I have my private pilot license, I will try to join like a fly club or like a shared ownership or something, and that will be realistically a 172. Everything else is not really realistic. The only other option is I'm right now, as I said, I'm in Vancouver, but I'm planning to move back to Switzerland in the next 3-4 years, and maybe in Europe I might go more for something like of these. It would be the light sport, similar to the light sport category in the US, but with like retractable gear and stuff. They're quite common in Europe because they're relatively cheap compared to other things. I might try to find something like that, but that's mostly a question of budget.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to poke your ear about some stuff privately sometime about both the Europe thing and maybe even some of your training stuff. But yeah, awesome. I kind of look basically what I'm getting at is I'm kind of looking at maybe doing some flying over there too at some point. I need to get my stuff back in order for all my FAA stuff first, of course. But
Mhm.
in a couple years, I'm looking at maybe possibly doing some flying over there, and so conversing about some of that type of stuff would be something I'd be interested in.
Oh, absolutely. Hit me up on Discord or add me on Discord.
All right, sounds good.
Not that I have a whole lot of idea about flying in Europe yet, except from simulator flying and some friends, but because yeah, I'm doing it in Canada.
Yeah.
But it is a long-term goal to fly also in Europe.
Well, either do I, and there is some of the EASA stuff, so yeah, if you want to keep in touch, we could definitely
Yeah, absolutely.
spit things across and experiences and help each other out.
Let's go grab another can of Coke.
Our next destination, pilots, is Hobbiton. That's right, we're heading to the Shire. So yeah, be ready for that. We're going to take off out of here in about 3 minutes. Turn to a heading of 340. 340 will get us to Hobbiton.
What's your altitude?
Altitude's going to be 8,000.
Are you Shire? That's where we're going?
I'm positive. What's a good pun for positive? I'm very positive.
I was
Positive.
expecting a better ring to it.
Nice.
You're positively charged.
Yeah, we're only 95 miles out, so under 100 miles, and we're going to be in Hobbiton. Also, we're leaving in about 2 minutes, so let's take this runway back. A reminder, we will be climbing to 8,000 feet. Also maintaining 180. Of course, when we get there, we're going to slow down, check it out real nice. What my plans are is I'm going to fly directly towards the waypoint. When we get there, I'm going to be very low and very slow, and at a certain point I'm going to break out my drone, which will pause my aircraft, and I'm going to fly the camera around, check the place out real good. And then hopefully when I get back in the cockpit, I don't crash into a tree like I did last time.
Are we taking bets on that?
I'm feeling pretty confident. I mean, this time I'm really thinking about it. Last time I just thought, easy peasy, right? I'll hop into the drone camera. No, I just didn't take into account that once I go back from my drone to my airplane, when I went to my drone, I had my stick pulled back. So when I went back to my aircraft, I just went straight down into the tree. I didn't have my stick pulled back. I'm going to make sure when I hop into the drone this time that my stick is level. And then when I hop back in the aircraft, everything should be fine on paper. But yeah, less than 1 minute. Pilots, get ready, less than 1 minute. We're climbing up to 8,000 feet. 180 knots indicated straight to the Shire. Straight to Hobbiton up in here. What did we say that was? 350?
340.
340. Heading 340. And that'll get us there.
I say, when in doubt, trim it out.
That's right. No doubt. So, okay, guys and girls, 15 seconds. Make sure you got your flaps or whatever you need to do. I'm not sure this airplane needs flaps to get out of here, but I'm going to give it 1 notch anyway. Alrighty. Lazerbolt is spooling up. We're rolling. Let's go see the Sackville Bagginses and the... Well, actually, they wouldn't be there, would they? That's Hobbiton. It's pretty neat. It has all the houses, and it has the big lake there. and it has that big tent that they threw the party in. That's cool. Plus, it has the actual town. You don't think about the town there very much, but the actual town, where there's a little tavern. Yeah, pretty cool. Look at this beautiful group going on. On the way there, you will notice there are two volcanoes. This big old thing that we've been heading towards this whole time, that's a volcano. We're going to go right past that. You'll notice if you're high enough, we probably won't be high enough, but there's a lake at the top, as is the one in the distance. You can barely see it poking around the side over there. That is going to be another cool volcano. We're just going to go right past it with a lake on top. Flashing on to the flight path now. Yeah, I agree. Split horse. Mentions try not to run into any ring wraiths. We don't need that kind of trouble. Especially some of those ring wraiths that had the damn birds they're flying around on. The big waver and dragon things.
Yeah, those don't look particularly fun to mess with.
Yeah. The other ones we just fly over. Or just cross a river, apparently. They don't do good with rivers.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a Wizard of Oz kind of situation. The witches melt from getting wet.
Oh, that's right, the Nazgul.
There was something in early Dracula
ones.
movies too, with undead and running water.
A lot of them don't like
Exactly
that.
what.
I think really what it was in Lord of the Rings, it was that river itself. That river kind of had a mind of its own. It didn't like evil. It was like an elvish river. Kind of turned itself into stampeding horses and stomped them down. That was cool.
Riveting.
Alrighty, holding 8,000. Looks like we're going to be just to the right of that cool little mountain. Cool little volcano happening over there. That's Mount Doom Jr. We'll call that, that's Brokeback Mount Doom.
I'm not sure how to analyze that statement. I'll just leave it alone.
It's not regular Mount Doom, it's Brokeback Mount Doom. I bet you I'm going way faster than 190 or 180. I am. Going about 230 up here. Let me slow down a little bit. Ooh, even right before the little volcano, there's a cool lake. It looks like it's part of a caldera that blew out. A whole bunch of them, actually. They look like craters, but not like from meteor craters, but volcanic craters. They're all full of water. Cool.
Quick little rain lakes. You know, it's just kind of interesting in some of these places like that is, A, is there fish in there? B, what type of fish, and C, how did they get in there?
It's true. But you know what? I bet you there's something in there, some kind of fish or something. And yeah, like
I'm
you
sure
said, how'd
there's
they get in
probably
there?
some.
It's obviously probably getting most of its water from the volcano itself. Water from the volcano drains off, makes a lake.
Yeah, that's possible.
So what the hell are the fish doing on top of the volcano? Oh, that's right. This
I don't
volcano
know.
was kind of neat from the other side. It's the other side of it looks kind of blown out a little bit.
Hang on a minute. Go jump over where you're not
Well, I
that
just had
as well.
something happen I've never seen before. All my lettering went away on my aircraft. It came back now, but for a split second, all my everything just went away. Huh? Right on my aircraft. Weird. It's back now, but weird.
Got a nice row of pine trees up here on the rim of this volcano.
Right on the lip of it, huh?
Yep.
It's got a soul patch.
Were you popping through cockpit and outside view kind of quickly?
No, but
Yeah.
I was in the outside view, just kind of looking, and then all of a sudden, it was you could see a bit of a stutter in the game, like it was having trouble keeping up. But all my lettering went away. Yeah, that's cool. You can see like where the water from melting snow comes down the side of it right there. It's kind of neat looking. Is there a lake on the very top of it there, Bob? I saw you were right real close.
No, it's just I was looking at the pine trees right on the very edge there, but
It's pretty cool looking though. It's
It
like
is.
a nice caldera, little, like, time hasn't hit it too hard. Smoothed it out.
It looks pretty
It's
cool.
nice and formed.
Especially this side of it. It's where all the action happens.
Like on the top, I mean.
You wouldn't want to live on this side of it, probably.
Kind of funny to think about, like, places to live and stuff, and in the grand scheme of things, living next to a volcano is like, depending on which one, how active it is or not, it's probably pretty safe, because the chances of something happening is like
Right.
1 in 1,000 in your lifetime.
Well, I
But when
mean,
it does happen,
it might be relatively cheap property to buy. You know what I mean? Why not?
sure.
I mean, especially in some place like Hawaii, everything around there is expensive as
Yeah.
hell. But right in the path of a volcano, you can probably get that place kind of cheap. Just keep your eyes open.
Yeah, especially after the last
Make sure you got
handful
a
of eruptions.
quick emergency escape plan. Yeah, it continues to be absolutely beautiful around here.
It's planned to slide down the lava tubes, although probably not a good plan.
Well, the ending of it won't be fun. Yeah. Splittor says they say that the Hawaiian Islands were made from the same volcano. Just the shifting of the tectonic plates made all the islands. I wonder if New Zealand is made in the same way. Jeez, I bet you much of it would have been, yeah. Especially if it takes a long time to form. Those tectonic plates are definitely shifting.
Yeah, it's weird how Earth acne just doesn't go away, it just stays in the same place and just kind of migrates around a little bit.
Well, it goes to show you too that they say that if the Earth did not have volcanic activity and continental plates and stuff like that, if the Earth was dead like, say, Mars, basically they don't have a, the core's not spinning, so they don't have a magnetic field. But the most important thing is there's no volcanism and there's no plate shifting. If the Earth didn't have that, it would be a water world. The Earth would be completely covered in water. There would be zero land, except the Earth keeps making land. Continuously. The Earth is continuously making land, and if it wasn't doing that, we'd be out of land because the weather erodes away, it's super efficient at eroding away the land. And for a number of reasons, the land would be scrubbed away in a hurry if the Earth stopped making it continuously.
That's interesting, and I believe that's probably accurate.
I believe it's probably accurate too.
I may have swapped the paint with you there, Laser, a couple of times.
That's all right. Got both you guys,
Speaking of which,
Mia and Bob up here.
glad those F-18 pilots made it out fine, or the F-18 crews, I should say.
That was crazy.
That
Oh
was
yeah,
really,
I saw that too.
like really lucky that the lower ones that they were a little bit how do you say, like
Offset.
offset. Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Truly.
Because the lower ones could also just straight hit the upper F-18.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that?
Horrible.
Glad for the pilots. I'm a little bit sad. I was planning, or I will go to an air show here in Abbotsford, and they were on the scheduled to fly here. So might be that they're not flying.
I think they're gonna stop the program that they have for that. It was a little bit odd, but I'm not gonna get into the, I guess, quasi politics or whatever about that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just a unfortunate situation, something like that,
Very interesting.
Because when it boils right down to it, shit happens, and it always will.
Shit happens.
Shit happens, man. It's,
All the
Yeah, we lost a Blue Angel here in Tennessee just a few short years ago too, in an accident. Yeah, so it's like I said, it's going to happen sometimes. I'm just glad they survived it.
after looking at the plane's position, them being on top of each other, I'm glad you didn't shoot an ejection seat right in. Plane
Yeah,
above.
that's when I was looking at it. I was wondering, oh my gosh, I hope that didn't happen. But
I think that's what everybody was kind of worried about at first. That was, aviation nuts anyways.
We're about 50 miles out from Hobbiton. Like I said, the plan is for me, I'm going to go down low and slow, as close as I can, as safe as I can, and then I'm going to switch to my drone and fly around and get some cool shots. I've been playing an awful lot of lately is that new Subnautica 2. It's fantastic. Big fan of the Subnautica series, and this one doesn't disappoint. It's in early access, like early access. Just came out Tuesday, and so yeah, it's early, but it's surprisingly well polished. I mean, as playable as could be. I have literally had no problems except little dumb things like when I go to the graphics setting and I turn on, vertical sync. Every time I start the game, it turns it back off again. Just little things like that. I wish they'd fix that. But nothing like game crashing or unplayable. It's very good. They say it's got a long ways to go, but I haven't got far enough into the game to see anything that ain't completed yet. So yeah, it's great. Subnautica 2. Check it out if you like that kind of stuff.
Gonna ask you about that. Talking about it before, and awesome. Probably gonna end up picking it up mostly because it's a multiplayer game that I could play with
Yes,
some friends.
I haven't messed with the multiplayer yet, but it's definitely multiplayer. You can have 4 or 6, maybe even people in the same server.
What is
And
Subnautica?
it's kind of like a, it's all underwater. It's like futuristic. Um, like at the beginning of this, the story goes they always kind of start with like there was a big spaceship crash. We were on our way to this planet to terraform it or study it or something, and the spaceship crashed, and I'm stuck alone on this planet that's mostly water. There's some islands here and there, but the main biome is oceans with all kinds of weird alien stuff. Anyway, it all, like, mostly you're underwater. So you got to dive down, you're looking for pieces of the wreckage, you're looking for clues to what's going on. Most of it's underwater. You build a base underwater, and you can build this, really cool installation, and you got to make sure you always got oxygen, and you can keep making and crafting better equipment so you can swim faster. And I just completed my first submarine, so I've got a little submersible I can like scoot around in, and that's awesome. That changes. And now I can go deeper than 100 meters. I can go like 250 meters and really check out some cool stuff. And it's super cool, and I love it. And it's spooky and mysterious, and there's a bunch of scary monsters in there, and it's just awesome. And the underwaterness of it is done really well, and it's kind of scary. Like I said, not like a horror game, but it's just spooky. The underwater, you can only see so far, and everything's kind of alien, and it's very cool. I love it a lot. But this is the kind of game I like. Like I said earlier, oddly enough, like I said, it is so odd that I love Grand Theft Auto so much, because I'm not into guns and violence and blood and guts. And one of the reasons I like GTA is it's so over the top. Nothing's realistic at all. It's just a fantastic world. It's a masterpiece that they built. Anyway, this game, the reason I like it is it's got spooky monsters and all this kind of stuff, but you can't kill them. You can't fight them. You got to like hide from them or stay away from them. I mean, apparently if you work hard enough and you chop away with your little hatchet, you might be able to kill, one of the big monsters, but they made sure in the game, and I like this when I heard the developers say, they said this about the entire series, and not just this one, that you can, if you work hard enough, kill a monster. They tried to keep it that realistic, but you get absolutely nothing for it. There's no reason to. There's absolutely no reason to kill the monsters in this game. It's just you get nothing from it. You can't even get food from it. So it's worthless to spend your energy to try to do that, because it's not that kind of game. And I love that. It's great. It's the entire series so far has been fantastic, and this one is as well. Can't wait to see when it's done. I'm assuming at some point I'm going to have to like wipe my save and start over once they keep developing more and more of the game. But I don't mind. It's a blast.
If you could play it twice, it's a good game.
Well, hell yeah.
Speaking of which, we kind of got past that earlier, but the GTA stuff is, I've reminisced a few times about playing golf with you and Split Horse and whoever else joined us.
Golf was fun as hell in that game, wasn't it? And that's
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto. You would think, oh no, it's all killing everything inside. For some reason, people think, isn't that the game where you kill hookers? It's like, well, it can be. I mean, hell, it's also the game where you can take the hooker for a drive and listen to music. You don't have to kill. You know what I mean? You don't have to pick up hookers. You know what I mean? It's just, it lets you do absolutely anything you want. Yeah,
They're
we used to have a good
hate
time.
friendships.
Remember, we used to play a round of golf, and then we would go to the casino, and just spend all night gambling and playing golf, and it was great. It was just tons of fun. And then if Travis was the mad flamer, I mean, geez, you'd be hanging out with Travis, and all of a sudden everything's on fire, and everyone knew who did it. After a while, we didn't have to ask. We just know, okay, Travis, you started a fire, didn't you?
You setting people's cars on fire?
He set the people on fire. He put us on fire.
There's nothing going on, and I figured, well, what the hell?
Let's spice it up. So all of a sudden, my favorite car, my flying DeLorean, is all burnt to a crisp.
That sounds like Travis.
It's stainless steel, I thought it was gonna be fine.
Aren't they coming out with a number 6 in that game?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
This year, supposedly. It's been a while.
Is that PC or
Um,
PlayStation
well,
or Xbox?
it's going to eventually be on PC, but for the first year, it's coming out on the console exclusive. Every single one of the GTA games has been that same way. They release it on the console first, and I get it. There's a number of reasons why they do that. For one, the companies pay to have it console exclusive, to have it on their platform only, and the only way that the GTA people will agree to that is like, okay, for a while, but not all. Eventually we're going to open it to everybody and really make a bunch of money. But so they do that. So the first year it's going to be on the Xbox. It might be on both Sony and Xbox. I'm not sure, but it's going to be console exclusive. But the other reason why they do that, and what I really agree with, is it's easier to release something on console. They're all the same. There are millions of them all over the planet, and they're all exactly the same. So it's really easy to troubleshoot a game on console. So they make sure they got all the bugs worked out on this very simple system that's all the same. And then a year later, they release it on PC, which is a whole different ball of wax. Every PC on the planet is completely different. It's the opposite of what consoles are. So when they release it on PC, it's going to be a chore to optimize it and make it right. But anyway, that's the plan that they've done with every single GTA game. They've also done that with Red Dead Redemption 2. When that game came out, I loved that game. That was fantastic. But when it first came out, I had to buy a console just so I, could play the game for a year until it finally came out on PC. But that's what they do,
Yeah.
and I think that's a good way to release a game, actually.
I've got the old PlayStation 4. I don't think they make too much for that one anymore, though.
No, I'm going to have to buy a new console. As soon as it came out on computer, I got rid of my console. So I'm going to have to buy a new one. I'm guessing it's going to be an Xbox. What's the new one now? A Series S or something like that? I don't know. I haven't kept track. Anyway, we're going to have to start descending. We're about 30 miles out. Not even that. We're 25 out. Let's go down, down, down. We do not want to be too high for the hobbits. I want to check this out real good. Like I said, low and slow. And that will get us there. Low and slow. Let's go. Like I said, I'm going to fly. I'm going to fly directly to the waypoint, and when I get right over it, I'm going to pause the game, break out the drone, yada yada. Anyway, what's that, Travis?
I'm still hoping that they don't do exclusive console release. Yes, it makes more sense, but there's been a lot of since they released the last GTA. There's been a lot of cross. What do you call it? Cross console,
Cross-platform?
PC, etc. Yeah, platform. Thank you. Push, and a year I think is a bit long. 3 to 6 months, maybe more plausible. Hopefully, at least that's okay
Yeah.
to me.
No, I'm pretty sure they've already said it's going to be a year.
Well, I'm just hoping not,
Yep.
because I don't think with the way things are going with all the tech right now that even people just buying consoles that have computers are going to be, if they're don't have an issue with cash flow, don't have to worry about it. But
Right.
there's a lot
Well,
of
like I
people
said,
that
my
aren't gonna be running out
plan
to
is
buy a console.
I'm probably I'm gonna buy a refurbished Xbox Series S. I've already looked them up, as a matter of fact, because I think it's coming out in in the fall or winter. GTA is like somewhere in October maybe, if nothing changes. So I already looked it up. I think I can get a Series S for about 400 or 300, as long as it's a old refurbished one. And then I'll play that for a year. I'll play that for a year and then sell it, because I won't have any use for it after that.
I think the demand for those are going to go through the roof for this to
You know it will.
come
That's
out.
why I
'cause
was
the
thinking
supply
get
is
it
not
now.
Yep.
really high.
Maybe you should get it in a month or two before the release date.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. It'd probably do me a lot of good if I got it sooner rather than later.
You could just buy a bunch of them. Never mind.
Well, it's weird too. When I bought I forget, an Xbox One, I think it was, when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out. and I had that for a while. Like I said, I only played Red Dead on it, so it was weird having a console that was literally the only game that was on there. And the day it released on PC, I never played it again, so I eventually just sold it.
It's so much better on PC in the sense of the graphics quality that you can get out of it.
Well, yeah, and they keep improving the PC version of it, and you know, the only way they can improve the console version of it is if they release a new console. It has better specs, you know.
I had some gripes with Red Dead 2, at least specifically just the online mode. I don't think Rockstar did a good justice of keeping things running clean there.
Split Horseman says you can get a 1 terabyte Series S for $300 on Amazon. That might have been what I was looking at. That I'm sure that's a refurbished one, but I'm good with that. Anyway, we're 14 out. I'm going a little bit slow. I'm going to speed up just a little, but get ready. We're going to be right over Hobbiton. I think the marker here that it's sending us to, well, actually, come to think of it, I'm going to make sure that I go to heading mode. Switch over to heading mode. Because if you're on navigation mode following the line, it will turn you before you get to the marker. I want to be right over the marker when I pause the game. So yeah, switching to heading mode. But yeah, the GTA 6, it's going to be cool. It's going to be the thing.
Certainly will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna learn how Florida works. All the secrets are gonna be out.
Yeah, well, just trust me, people are going to be losing their shit. I mean, like, in a bad way. People are going to be like, oh, this sucks. We waited all this. Blah, blah, blah. People are so just entitled and stupid about, you got no idea. You know, it's going to be a masterpiece. It will. I mean, they take so long making their stuff. And from everything we've seen in the past, I have full confidence it will be another masterpiece. That's what they do, man. They, like I said, there's some companies you can just kind of count on them doing the thing, and they know what they're doing. They've done it many times, and they don't care how long it takes. When it comes out, it's going to be really something.
People will complain, yes, but they're going to keep on playing it.
Oh, absolutely. 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 I see that all the time. Yeah. You know, I have friends, you know, that they complain about every little nitpicky thing, blah, 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 blah. And then I bring it up to them. I'm like, yeah, but you played that game every day for like what, the past 8 years, every day. I think you got your money's worth. You know, so they're nitpicking. It's like, yeah, but I'm trying to turn my car and this little tree branch is solid and it flips me over every time. Worst game ever. It's like, ugh, that's such a stupid nitpicky concern from a game that you're obviously in love with. Absolutely, like I said, you play it every day for 8 years now.
Yeah, with Kingdom Come, I'm kind of like enjoying noticing the bugs in a way because they're just so rare and infrequent.
Well,
and
it's one of the things too that if he didn't love it so much, if he didn't love the game so much, it wouldn't bother him that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that exactly that thing. Dollar per hour or hour per dollar. That's one of the better measurements. Not the only measurement for how good a game is, but one of the better ones.
If you get that kind of time and money into it, then yeah, you've got your money's worth. And hey, over the years, because of different things here and there, I probably had to buy GTA at least 3 times, and I didn't hesitate. I had to. Here's my money. Take it. I got me. You know, within a month, I've got my money's worth already.
Go get your haircut and get your $1 per hour. That's like one of the cheapest services you can get done, and aspect to person, probably, and it's still expensive.
And I'm more like, no one bats an eye if you go to the cinema, watch a movie, and that sucks $1 per hour compared to even Flight Simulator, which is one of the more expensive things you can do on a computer game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, especially if you don't put the kind of time into it like we do. Some people just buy it and play it for 5 hours and they're done, you know.
Yeah, you're talking about Canadian dollars.
Yeah, but even I assume all of us have and let's just talk software, so simulator and planes. Each one of us has spent $1,000 easy on planes and simulators over the years,
And
and
hardware.
everything. I assume, at least I have for sure. But still, if I count the hours that I spent, that's still very well invested.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Y'all
wanna
better check
admit
your
what I-
fuel. I just ran out of fuel, so y'all better
did you?
check yours.
Oh no.
Oh, good point.
I just turned on unlimited fuel, by the way.
Wish
I
I could have
did.
that in my life.
I did a refuel while flying here, and I just barely made it before hitting the ground.
I'm almost out. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do some unlimited fuel too. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you can do it from your EFB there, you know.
Can you?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to do it quick. Let's see here. Flight details, performance, and fuel. Geez, that's easy enough, huh?
And if you install the old fuel panel, it's even easier.
All right, we're getting close. Four miles out. Airplane's complaining I got my flaps out, but I want to go nice and slow. Try not to fall out of the sky.
Is this lake here? Is that a natural lake?
The lake by the thing? I don't know. I don't know. I would imagine maybe. I mean, maybe that was one of the reasons why they chose this area. It's got the giant tree right by the lake.
Suppose it would help.
Yeah, like I said, the story going on here is this dude owned this cool land, and when they made Lord of the Rings movie, they asked him if they could use his land to build the Hobbiton, and it was going to take him a while because they had to plant all the trees and the flowers, and then let it sit for a bunch of months, up to a year, while everything grew, and then they came back and built the town. And he said, "Yeah, you can do that, but you have to, when you leave, tear everything down." Because I want it to be exactly like it was before you were here, you know, make everything back to normal. And they said, sure, we can do that. Well, when we leave it, we'll leave it just like we found it. And so they did. They filmed the movies, and then they moved out. They tore down all the structures, removed all the plants and trees, and just put it back to the way it was when they found it. And, well, lo and behold, the movies are a huge success, and this guy kept having people showing up wanting to see Hobbiton. And it was gone. So anyway, you know, 10 years later, they decided to make the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit movies, and so they came back to him and said, "Look, we're going to make a whole nother trilogy with the Hobbit movies. Can we use your land again? We'll do the same thing. We'll build a bunch of stuff, and when we're done, we'll tear it out." And he says, "No. This time I'll let you use it if you build nice, sturdy structures that will last forever, and we want them to stay." So they said, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, build this place and make it really nice, and it'll be perfect." And they were like, "Okay." So instead of building flimsy Hollywood structures, they made actual buildings that are still there today. And so the guy charges people to come here, and that was a much better idea than just, get rid of it all.
Does he rent it out to short people?
Short people, tall people, anybody who wants. Here we are. I think I'm still kind of high. I might have to make another pass and bring her down.
Got to have large, hairy feet. So
Look at this. Look how
just
cool
hit-
this is.
Just
Like, here's
pause
the
your
bridge that
plane and-
Gandalf came riding his
and
horse
use-
pony thingy over, right? The bridge. Very cool. There's boats down here, and like a sawmill.
Yeah, I found Bag End.
This is very cool. Yeah, across the lake where I'm at right now, that's where Bag End is.
I've never had a hard time finding Bag End. I've always had a hard time finding Bag Begin.
Oh, I knew there was a joke coming there somewhere. You look at some of
Remember
these
I told
trees,
you
though.
about
This is what I was talking about.
10
Remember I
10
said
word
some of the
rules
trees
for
look a little
Travis.
weird? Look at that. These trees just look kind of
Pretty
weird.
close.
broccoli or something. Not all of them, but some of the bigger trees are just like something wrong with the mesh around here. This might not even be a tree. This might be like the ground. I don't know. Some of it looks kind of funky. But the actual buildings and everything, the buildings are cool. Here's a hobbit hole right there. Hello. It's a bag end. We'll go over there in a minute and check it out. Yeah, check out the lake here. Here's the town. Beautiful. Look, you can even go inside this building.
Ha.
Got jars and I don't know, who knows what it is, jelly or snacks or. Very cool. Cool that they went through the trouble of modeling all of it, right down to the picnic tables over here. Very cool. Of course, they even modeled the parking lot back there, if you saw when we were on our way in. Here's the big tent where they had the celebration. I think this is the tent where Pippin and Mary set the fireworks off by accident. And then the big dragon thing flew over the lake. It's pretty cool.
It seemed like to me it was like a semi-accident. They
Yeah.
weren't regretting it one bit.
No, they
until
didn't regret it.
they
They
got in
regretted
trouble.
that they had to do dishes afterwards, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You
it was
can
where all
see the
hobbit
dirty
holes
laundry
are.
hanging on the line in the back of the building.
When I saw it, it looked kind of weird. Like there was like a dress and some pants, but they looked like photographs that were hung up instead of actual clothes. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
here it is.
probably.
I mean, but hey, still looks good. But you see what I'm talking about? There's some weird stuff going on at the ground here. There's weird polygons popping up and doing weird stuff. But the stuff that looks good looks really good. Look at that. I wonder which one of this is Bag End. Which one of these is Frodo's house and Bilbo's house? I can't even remember what color door he had. Was it blue?
I think you're right on that.
This is pretty cool looking though. I like it. They put some time in on this.
There was quite a few houses in Hobbiton, and I think theirs was kind of like near the top of the hill, not exactly the tip top.
More of those weird looking trees. This might be the place right here. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Let's go ahead and get prepared to do our final stop. Our airport is not too awful far from here. See if I can find my airplane. Where am I? But yeah, I don't know. If I was in the neighborhood up here, I'd pay to go watch this. Come check the place out. Oh, there's a big long row of hobbit holes.
Why not?
Yeah, cool. With the chimneys just sticking out of the hillside. Pretty neat. All right, let's get this show on the road here. We got a good sight. We got a good view of the entire place. Checked it all out, and it was cool. But let's get back to that final airport. All right.
This
Hopefully I
plane
don't
is
crash
like-
when I go back to my airplane. Fingers crossed. Hey, we're doing good. All right, guys. Pretty much head straight west. We'll find that airport. Let's go. We are 15 miles out from our final destination of the evening. That was neat. Did you guys get a good look?
Yeah.
Very cool.
plane is so neutrally stable, I didn't have to touch my controls for like 5 minutes, just going in circles. It's
Neat.
really weird.
Yeah, and then just move your camera around, check the stuff out.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Didn't even have to do that. The camera was just in the right place, and I went in the outside view, and
You just checked it out.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun. Okay, what do we got here for final destinations? We are coming into Hamilton, I believe it's called. Yeah, Hamilton. November Zulu Hotel November. Yikes, there's lots of runways here. I'll bet you most of them are grass.
need one of those Final Destination movies, and the outcome wasn't really positive.
Well, that first one was pretty good though. I enjoyed that. Well, let's see here. Da-da-da-da. How about the longest one in here? Oh, hell yeah, the one runway here. Let's go 36 right. That's 7,000 feet of bituminous. It's a monster. Count on that. 36 right.
Final Destination and bituminous.
Too many minus.
Tomb. That's the part that. Anyways, alright.
Final
yeah, let's do it.
destination bituminous. Ah. Alright, yeah. We don't need to go too awful high around here. Let's see here. What is the elevation at the airport itself? Elevation is 162 feet. That's surprisingly close to sea level. So yeah, count on that. Runway 36 right. It's the big one.
I was certain it was gonna be minus 6 feet, but
I'm not even listening anymore, Travis.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, one thing I see all the time in Australia is racetracks. Apparently, the people of Australia love racing. I believe a lot of them are motorcycle tracks too. So, yeah, they love that kind of stuff. Yeah, people in general like racing, but you seem to see a lot of tracks around here more than normal. And I'm starting to see a bunch of them here in New Zealand too. So they probably like it here too. I wonder what exactly... There's like 4 tracks right here. I wonder what they race. They race horses around here? Or is it just cars and motorcycles?
Something to do, something exciting to go see.
Yep. Well, you know, it's a human thing, you know. People like fast. People like to go speedy. Alrighty. I should see this place. I'm not quite looking in the right place yet, though. Only 5 miles out. Do you see it yet, Coast? You're up there a little bit. It's a pretty big place, a 7,000-foot runway. That shouldn't be hard to find.
I think I see it.
It's up there close to the water.
It's the
River.
bright.
Off to your 3 o'clock there, Laser. Or sorry, 2 o'clock.
I'm super close. I don't know why I don't see it. I'm like 2 miles.
If you see the river, just behind the river.
Yeah, right behind the river.
I think you're just low enough that your angle just kind of
I'm seeing the trees instead of the runway. Well, I can see all the navigation aids, how they're coming in, so I'll just kind of follow those in. You know what? I might have ran out of gas. I'm going down. I thought I added fuel, but yeah.
Did you forgot to hit, like, you have to add the fuel and then hit the button at the bottom? I forgot what it says, but
load.
Yeah. I think that's
Load
exactly what I did. Well, out of fuel. That's the first time I've done that in a while.
Not a good fueling.
Feel like a fuel, huh?
I sure do. It's not fun at all.
I ran out of fuel one time, but glided into the airport.
Yeah, I was far too low by the time I realized what happened. I remember that too, what you did that by. That was actually a pretty good landing.
When I was younger, I ran out of fuel one time in my car.
Oh, we've all done that. Run out of fuel in your car.
Actually, sorry, that happened one time in Canada as well.
Really?
Yes, they're all very nice people.
My flight instructor had a story from another student. She didn't dip the tanks. Told him, yeah, we have enough. And then run out of fuel more or less on, like, while they're doing air work. He told me he was able to land at an untowered airport, taxi to the fuel station, and literally when he started braking at the fuel station, the engine cut out.
Wow.
Perfect timing on that.
That's one of those count your blessing moments there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was very lucky, wasn't it? Well, it turns out that was just a fever dream. That never happened. I'm coming in perfect here. Beauty.
If I cut in front of you, I can move out of the way.
You know what? I ran out of fuel again. Daggone it.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, but you're
I'm
high
not going to
enough.
mess with the ESB. I don't have a hand for it.
You're a glider now.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Assistances, right? Unlimited fuel, blah, blah, blah. Where's fuel around here? There we go. Okay, problem solved.
Never have to worry about it again.
Except my engines are off. Come on, baby.
You know, with FSX and stuff, I was never really upset that they always started you off with 100% fuel. Just saying. Anybody that could be listening out there.
Right. Yeah, and this one, it just gives you 50 unless you tell it otherwise.
Yeah, with everything.
Can't start this damn thing either.
It's actually a little bit more understandable for these airplanes, but for like 172 and stuff, that class size is, you almost always start with 100%. You gotta have a real weight and balance issue to not do it. Unless if you're this one student.
That one time, that one guy.
Both of my flight schools, it was mandatory except for, well, semi-mandatory, but it was pretty much mandatory unless if you're flying the Seminole, the twin-engine airplane, because the Seminole, they often didn't fill up all the time or each time or whatever, because with the weight and balance situation of that airplane was very specific of what, you know, who you're putting in there. Is often like with me and my instructor, I'd have to put like 50 pounds of just dead weight in the back of the airplane to balance it out, because my instructor was kind of He wasn't heavy. He was just honky. You know, like a.
I'm not having any
football
luck
player
at all.
honky.
I just slewed up high enough so I could glide into the airport, and then I belly landed.
That works.
No,
Not having
My
any luck
flight-
at all.
my flight school has us to dip every time, but we don't have to fill it up every time. But to be fair, we have the training area like 5 minutes from the airport.
Yeah.
So we are good with like
I don't.
10,
Yeah.
10 to
I don't-
12 gallons is plenty. And there's actually even a closer airport, the one that he landed on.
10 to
Next to
12 on
train.
each side, right?
No, 10 to 12. Usually we go like with 5 to 6 gallons per tank in a 152. That's about 2 hours of flying. And we are realistically 1 hour in the air.
I'm just gonna not say anything.
My engines won't start.
I don't think that's good practice, but that's that's okay.
I-
You can do it. You can
I
do
don't
it.
have
I'm not
I
saying
don't
it's
have a
illegal.
say in that. I don't have a say in
Yeah.
that. If I fly, I would also probably fill it up. Although at the moment, full with me and my instructor, almost gross weight. We would be almost gross weight. It's quite warm. The climb performance gets problematic. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so maybe the 152, I suppose you can justify that a little bit more, but the 172,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, in the 172, only 2 people doesn't make sense. But in the
By the way,
52,
Did you see laser coming? Looked like a flying grass cutter.
Because you're right, the 152 is a little bit underpowered.
yeah, we got like 300 to 400 feet climb performance today.
That's pretty miserable for near sea level.
Yep. Yeah, for completely sea level, but
Yes.
not that fun. So if I flew one day full, it was a little bit colder, and we got about the same performance. So I was not unhappy to not have a
Yeah.
so
Alright.
apple
You,
pound.
you definitely win that one. Not that it was a, obviously game, but yeah, I reject my previous statement. I forgot how underpowered the 152 is, especially with 2 people in it is kind of a
Yeah.
significant difference.
No, for days like that, a 172 would be way nicer to fly.
I've flown with 2 other people in my airplane. Actually, probably quite a few times. Like at least 10, or around 10 anyways. And, well, it makes a big difference even with 180 horsepower, but, at the end of the day, you look at the numbers and it's still like not that bad, not like 300 feet a minute. You're probably gonna reduce down to 5 or 6 or 700 or something like that, and depending on how hot it is and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, once we got up a little bit higher and towards the mountains, we were able to use the updrafts, and it got better afterwards. It was mostly really close to the ground because the temperature curve was not like normal or not like linear. It was way warmer at the ground, and then it cooled down a little bit, like more than what you would expect.
Well, I'm sort of used to that in Florida, in a way, some aspects. I mean, it gets really heat saturated near the ground, and then although ours are probably normally a little bit quicker, after you get a few hundred feet, that starts becoming a little better. Yes.
Yeah, and then the fun of today's flight was, so we were climbing, we requested 3,000 to go do stalls and spins,
Yeah.
and we were about at 2,900 when Tower told us, hey, can you descend to like 1,500 or even 1,200 because we have an IFR plane coming in, and yeah, you guys have to get out of the way.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna take us an hour to get back up here. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Well, you can't tell them no.
Well, you
No,
kind of can, but you can
it works.
just
Yeah,
ask for a different, direction or something.
No, it worked. Back then we were a little bit far away from the airport near a mountain range, and then we could use the we tend to fly along that mountain range on the side where you get a little bit of updrafts, so the climb
side.
performance improved a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, pilots, that was a fantastic flight. Really enjoyed flying around Hobbiton and all that. I didn't enjoy running out of fuel, but it happens. We are going to meet back here next week. Actually, come Wednesday, if anybody's interested in taking this extra flight. We're just going to be heading over the ocean. It's going to be about a 3 or 4 hour flight. It's not going to be much to see, but we'll have a good time shooting the shit and relaxing and having a good time. So anybody feels like joining us on Wednesday, please do. We'll be an hour earlier than normal. And then next Friday, we're going to be back in Australia in the C-130s. So, yeah, we will hopefully see you guys then. Everybody have a good weekend. And, let me get this all set up here. Yeah, have a good weekend, and we'll see you back here either Wednesday or next Friday for Friday Night Flights. Take care, everybody.